Hey everybody, welcome back to the Detective You Know. Today's the day, big day. We're doing the second leg of the Holy Trinity of bad cop interrogations. That's right, Daniel Holtzclaw. If you're here watching this, I know you know who Daniel Holtzclaw is. He was a Oklahoma police officer in the city who was ultimately charged with dozens of sex crimes against women that he was pulling over on traffic stops and then physically assaulting, sexually assaulting. It's a very interesting interrogation. The two detectives that do this interrogation take a lot of heat for some of their things they say and some of their word choices and things like that. But I'll break it down as we go along. They're both very good detectives. They're playing roles in this, which I understand. And that's what I hope to give you on this channel, some insight. As an outsider looking in on this interrogation, you're going to think, what are they saying? Why are they talking like that? Why are they acting like that? I'm going to tell you why. And it might make you think a little bit differently about them. So, like I said, the Holy Trinity of bad cop interrogations is Kenneth Blue, which we've already done, Daniel Holtzclaw, which we're doing here, and Stephanie Lazarus, which is what we're probably going to do next. So I got my tea. Let's get on to Daniel Holtzclaw.
Welcome to our domain. Now, what's your first name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay. Hey, Daniel, just have a sit in here.
Okay.
And
would you like?
you got a piss or anything? You can have a sit there. That's probably more
I could hold it. I'm not a. I'm just.
All right. I'm gonna run right on out. Whatever's more comfortable, man.
Look up.
That'll work.
So there's going to be a lot of downtime where they're not in the room in this video, and I'm going to talk during that downtime a lot so we don't have to stop-start. First of all, that was Rocky. He's one of the detectives. The role that he is playing in this one is sort of the likable idiot. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He's not an idiot. But they're playing good cop, bad cop today in this. The female cop is going to be sort of bad cop. And Rocky's kind of the, aw shucks, dopa cop. And it's a good role. You know, they're already trying to be comfortable with him. Hey, you got to take a piss. You know, the vibe that they're trying to put in this room is, hey, we're all cops here. This is all just cop stuff. We're all cool. We're all cops. Now, look at Daniel. So he's 6'2", probably about 240, 250 pounds. He's solid muscle. He's not only jammed into that corner, but look how he's jammed into that shirt and jammed into those pants. This dude is just compressed right now in so many different ways, and the compression is going to get worse as these detectives enter the room and start hitting him with what's going on. I'm sure Daniel is contemplating his life
no
right
chair
now.
for me. Let me bring a chair.
There's
no chair.
I was gonna say there's a chair. I was gonna say there's a chair.
No,
right there.
that I had back surgery
Okay.
a year ago. Rocky's coming. They didn't hear yet. And I had a back fusion. Oh, this is about the only chair I can sit in. I don't
Does
know
that
what.
help your back support?
It does. Well, no, it gives. It's very giving. I'm turning this off because I don't want this back in this. And not to be yucky, but it's low back where my back fusion is, and I can put my butt right there, so my tailbone's not getting extra pressure on it. I don't know. I can't sit in one of those. It'll kill me. Okay. Rocky's coming, but I'm gonna do this and he may walk in here in a minute and get this done. Now, I know you're an officer, and I know you've seen these 1,000 times and you've read them yourself.
Right.
You still ask me any questions if you have one.
Right.
Okay, don't be embarrassed of that.
Right.
Okay?
I think I'm already embarrassed.
Why are you embarrassed? Why? Tell me why you're
The
embarrassed.
station deal, so.
Nobody. Well, I mean, there's rumors flying. I know,
everyone-
and we tried to do that as kind of quietly as we could, and that's why we took you up the front and stuff. But this is gonna make the rumors go away.
Okay.
Okay, for you.
Right.
The rumor tomorrow is gonna be on somebody else.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So let's get them off of you and get them onto somebody else and get this over with.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Detective is doing a great job right now of putting Daniel at ease. She's just speaking casually. She got a little personal with him at the beginning. Oh, my back, and I got to use this kind of chair, and trying to assuage his, feelings of being embarrassed. Daniel, this incident happened the previous night, actually at like 2 a.m. in the morning or something. So this same day, he went home, went to sleep, got something to eat, came back to work. And when he came back to work, he observed this detective probably wearing a sex crimes unit jacket or something, or he just knows who she is, and other people in the captain's office, and immediately, his hackles go up and he's like, uh-oh. And he, like he said, he heard the rumors going around the station already that there was something was up. Take a look at this room real quick. This is deliberate. This is police interrogation room design 101. You have the suspect jammed into a corner to feel sort of cornered. You have, he's in this ridiculously tiny chair. The interrogator is in this cutout desk. Now, the reason this desk is a cutout desk is so that the interrogator can scooch all the way in and get even closer to the person being interrogated if they want. So don't think for a minute that none of this is deliberate. It's all deliberate. Nothing on the walls to distract the suspect. So this is pretty standard stuff here, but gosh, seeing this just big monster of a guy. He used to be a football player. Wanted to go pro. I think he went to Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti and was a big star there. Tried to go pro, but didn't get drafted and fell back on a law enforcement career. He's just a monster.
You have the right to remain silent. You understand that? Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that? You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. You understand that? If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish one. If you decide to make a statement, you may stop the interview at any time. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
I do.
Just write yes or I do or whatever right there. Oh, you're lefty too. Okay, hold on.
Okay, we've talked about this a million times. We're going to talk about it every time we see it. Viewers, if you're being read your rights, you are being investigated for a crime. If you are advised that you are allowed to have a lawyer, the smart thing to do is to have a lawyer. If I had $1 for every suspect that I interviewed, interrogated, who waived their rights and then later gave up useful information or even confessed when I virtually had nothing other than the merest of suspicion that they were responsible for the crime I was investigating, I could have retired after 2 years in the Detective Bureau. There's a sign. If any of you watch The Office, there's a sign that hangs up in Daryl Philbin's office when Daryl gets promoted in the office, and he hangs up a sign behind him, and it's kind of funny. It's a blue and white striped sign that says, "Nobody talks, everybody walks." And a friend of mine actually made me that sign in a frame. I used to hang it on my desk at work because it's true. Daniel should know better, but once again, as we've talked about, these police officers are in a difficult position right now. If they don't talk and if they lawyer up, their fellow officers in the department are going to think they're guilty. Just cops by nature just think if you lawyer up, you've got something to hide or you're guilty. That's the mindset. So he knows he can't lawyer up. He knows he's got to speak.
You shoot right-handed, but you're left-handed?
Yeah, I'm ambidextrous.
Me too.
So a little bit.
I shoot right-handed and left-handed. That's which do you?
Bat right-handed, throw left-handed.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I throw right-handed, but I bat left-handed.
Kick left foot and
No, I kick right-footed. How do you eat?
both hands.
Oh, left for me. Okay. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me and us at this time without an attorney
Yes.
present? Okay. Right. Yes. Right there. Read this out loud.
I have read the statement of my rights and understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions at this time. I do not want an attorney present at this time. Understand and know that what I'm doing, no promises or threats may have been made to me, and no pressure or force of any kind has been used against me.
Agree?
Agree.
Sign, print. That's too funny. I haven't met anybody else that writes left-handed. It kind of creates a problem when you're on a traffic stop, doesn't it? Because you're writing
With the
and
ticket
holding
book.
your ticket book in this hand and your gun hand doesn't bother you? Well, that's because you're huge. What's your commission number?
1782.
I masturbate right and left. Does that work?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Rocky. So, as I told you at the beginning, Rocky isn't going to say much in this interview and interrogation. And when he does, it's usually something goofy, borderline idiotic. I've seen interviews with Rocky. He's a detective. He's obviously a smart guy. He's experienced. They're playing a role here. Whether or not you like the role that these two play and the attitudes that they take and some of the goofy things that they say and the words that they use is sort of inconsequential. These detectives have sort of come up with a game plan. They're sticking with it based on Daniel, what they know about Daniel, and the vibe that they either sense or that they're trying to create. And the vibe that they're going for, again, is that, hey, we're all cops. This is just cool cop stuff, and we're just hanging out. Hey, you're a lefty, I'm a lefty. I bat left-handed. Do you bat left-handed? Oh, you bat right-handed, left-handed. This is all part of the shtick in the game to put Daniel at ease. It's working. He's already opened up to them a little bit with his feelings. You know, I'm kind of embarrassed. You know, there's rumors going around. You know, so they're doing a good job. It seems weird. It seems goofy. It seems unprofessional. But this is the vibe they're trying to create. They don't want to create a professional interrogation. They want to create a, hey, this is all cops. And you know what? As soon as we're done here, the rumors are going to be off of you. They're going to be on somebody else. And then you can go bat right-handed and I can go home and masturbate with both hands. I mean, it's what they're doing. So just withhold your judgment until you see the end results is what I'm saying.
Oh, I think I do that left-handed.
Very good.
Well, I am dominant.
You are.
Yes. Okay, look, just like we talked in the car. You haven't heard any rumors?
I haven't heard any rumors.
So
when I walked in the station, I see Captain leaned over. Not unusual. Captain Clifton, hey. But then I've seen you in the cab. I've never seen you. And so
Well, nobody.
Rocky. So Rocky's first two sentences he's spoken since he's walked in the room are, I masturbate left-handed, and I'm a nobody. He's playing the part. I'll tell you that he's Central Casting couldn't cast a I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's just listen.
but I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
So just like anything.
You had said, and we told you that there was a traffic stop,
Right.
that somebody made some allegations against an officer.
Right.
They don't know the officer's name, none of that. And you said that you made a traffic stop after work,
Yeah.
but you didn't call it in.
I didn't call it.
Where was that?
It was about Northeast 50th and Lincoln, just to the west.
Okay. Tell me about that stop.
I was going westbound on Northeast 50th, probably a block just east of Lincoln. I see a red Grand Prix or Grand Am in my right lane, in the outside lane. I'm in the inside lane. The car swerves And so at the time I'm thinking, okay, it's probably a drunk person, or maybe he got excited because they saw a cop. So I kind of fall behind it, kind of drifting just a little bit, not crossing lane lines, nothing crazy. So I lighted up because at first the traffic violation I saw at first when it swerved, that was just west of Northeast 50th in Lincoln. And then made contact. It was a black female. Asked for license insurance. Stated that she didn't have insurance. Gave me an ID. At the time, I'm like, do you have a valid insurance or a valid license? She said no. I told her, I just got off work. I mean, what's the deal? You know, why are you swerving? And she says, I'm just trying to go home to Ann Arbor-ish on the northwest side to see your daughter or something like that. So I asked, is there anything on board as far as the vehicle? Is it okay if I search your vehicle and whatnot? She said, the only thing that's inside there is a Kool-Aid cup. I'm like, is there anything inside of that Kool-Aid? Is there liquor or anything inside that Kool-Aid? She's no. I'm like, okay, is there anything else inside there? She says there's pills. I'm like, is that the only thing? And then, so I said, can I have permission to search your car? She says yes. I go inside the car, I see a lot of pills. But
what kind of pills?
I didn't really.
Like scattered pills or in a bottle?
She said it was hydrocodone pills, but I just quickly looked at it, and I think I saw her name on the prescription bottle, so I didn't.
Oh, so it was a bottle.
Right.
Okay.
There were several bottles in her purse. And then, so at that time, I just returned back to her. It's like, okay, I saw your pills. I didn't see any alcohol. I sniffed the drink, didn't smell any alcohol in the Kool-Aid. I'm like, okay, I'm just off work. I'm tired. Get your license taken care of. Just mine.
So she didn't have a driver's license?
She didn't have a driver's license, and I was just like, go to DPS, Department of Public Safety on King, get that taken care of. And I cut her loose.
So here's why this is a good detective. All that took about 3 or 4 minutes, and her question was, tell me about the stop you made last night. She knows everything that happened. She has had hours to do some research and to get the information she needs. She wants to see if he's going to lie, if he's going to tell a different story than what she already knows to be true based on vehicle records, the victim statement, and other things like that. So she's just trying to have him provide a very loose narrative of what happened so she can lock him into certain things. And she just listened. For those of you that are on the Daniel didn't do it and Daniel could be innocent train, bandwagon, I feel you. Several of the, quote, victims that they found were found to be liars or just making up or just were hoping for a lawsuit. And he was actually found innocent of quite a few of the charges because the jury didn't buy their stories. And actually a lot of them, the quote, victims that came forward didn't even bring charges because the detectives knew they were lying too. So there was quite a bit of that going on. And because of that, a lot of people think that they all lied. I will announce the moment early on here when it's very clear that Daniel, because of his lies in this interrogation and the lies about this initial traffic stop, which is what opened the floodgates to all of this, and he was found guilty of sexual assault on the traffic stop that they are talking about right now, the one that occurred several hours earlier. I'll announce the moment that it's clear that he's lying and guilty.
After that.
Okay. Then where'd you go?
I went straight home.
Okay. Do you remember her name? It was on the prescription.
I don't.
Okay. Do you make traffic stops normally after work?
I don't, but in that case, I saw her swerve and whatnot, so I don't. Felt.
After I get off work.
I know. I mean, people cops say that as have a, whatnot to have the vision, whatever. But I felt like I needed to make that traffic stop.
Okay. How was she? Was she respectful? Was she?
She felt like she was nervous and whatnot, and I'm like, "Why are you nervous?" And she was even crying. I'm like, "Why are you crying? Why are you nervous? Whatnot?" And she's just like, "I don't know. I just just nervous because you're a cop and I got pulled over. I'm like, nothing you had to be nervous about. And I told her, I'm like, I don't really want to take you to jail for no SDL or anything. I just got off work. I'm tired. So, with my officer courtesy or whatnot, I said, go get that taken care of tomorrow. Let her on her way.
And you don't have to. I'm not going to sit here and go, why didn't you take her to jail?
Well, that's
less.
the reason why.
No, I don't care. Was she drunk? Did you think she was drunk?
I think she was. She drank, but I don't think she, with my experience, I don't think she was past the legal limit.
Right.
Guilty. Here's what. Daniel got off of work at 2 a.m. He's tired. He's been working all day. He's driving home. Just so you know, these officers have take-home cars. So he just stays in uniform and drives his police car home, and it stays at home with him. So it wasn't like he pulled somebody over in plain clothes or a unmarked car or his personal car. So he's driving home at 2 a.m. and he sees this car swerve a little bit. Now, let me tell you, when I worked midnight shift and I was going home early in the morning and I saw a traffic offense or something like that, I wasn't messing with it. I wasn't calling in the station to report it. I was going home and going to bed, all right? Because it's traffic stuff, okay? But Daniel felt so strongly that this was a drunk driver that he needed to pull over. He even said it. I felt like I needed to make this traffic stop. Yet, and he uncovers on this traffic stop, I smelled alcohol on her breath. She seemed like she'd been drinking but wasn't intoxicated. But if she'd been drinking, maybe she's impaired. I found hydrocodone pills in her purse, and she had a cup of Kool-Aid in her center console. You didn't even run field sobriety evaluations. You didn't even give her a breathalyzer, a PBT test. You just decided on your own that she's okay. But you felt strongly enough that she was a drunk driver, and then when presented with evidence that she might be drunk, for all of those reasons I just mentioned, you do nothing. And you just say, go home. Cops don't do that. If you make a stop, you make a stop for a reason and you investigate the reasons behind that stop. And when you uncover more evidence, smell of alcohol, open cup in the car, no driver's license, hydrocodone pills in the purse, and that she appeared to have been drinking and was at the very least impaired, you continue that investigation. Otherwise, you don't make that stop in the first place if you don't care. No, he made this stop because it was a black female at 2 o'clock in the morning, and this is what he does, and he preys on these women.
So
I mean,
and that's what I asked her too, is like, with your pain medicines, the hydrocodone, everyone knows that you drink with that, it maximizes the effects. So I asked her that, she said no. But when she was in the back of my car, when I was in the front car, and the driver's seat, I could smell it off of her, but I don't think she was still past the legal limit.
Okay. So you got her out of the car?
Yes.
Okay. And put her in the back of your car?
Yes.
Okay. Any problems there?
No, she was cooperative. Didn't give me any problems or whatnot.
Okay.
And let's get and whatnot count on Daniel as well. I believe that's the 10th time he said and whatnot. When you don't know what to say, when you're caught in some story that you're trying to tell, you're going to use a lot of and stuffs and whatnots and like that and you know what I mean and stuff like that. He's using and whatnot when he doesn't know what to say. And yeah.
Then you searched, did you run her through Unit 800?
I didn't.
You didn't? Mm-hmm. So, did you run her on your MDT?
No, I didn't. All my stuff as far as that, because I didn't even call it in and say it was a traffic stop, my computer was off and everything as well.
Did you shut it off?
I just shut it off, yeah. On the way, on 50th, I turned it off right before the traffic stop, basically.
Okay. Daniel just admitted to violating a major department policy of theirs, where he shut off his computer before he got home. When you shut off the computer, you're also shutting off all of the tracking devices and all of the other systems that dispatch has and the department has to keep track of you when you're in their car. The car doesn't belong to Daniel, it belongs to the department. You're not supposed to shut that stuff off till you get home. But also, for officer safety reason, Daniel just admitted, I never called in the stop. There is no circumstance whatsoever where if you don't at least type the stop into your computer so that dispatch sees that you're on it, which is a common thing officers do. If there's a lot of cars running traffic or if there's a really critical event going on, you don't want to tie up the radio with a traffic stop, so you'll just manually type in your location and the plate number, and it pings on the dispatcher's computer that you're on a traffic stop so they know where you're at, what you're doing. So if something goes sideways and happens and they can't reach you on the radio or you send out a distress signal, all they got to do is look at their screen and see where you are. He didn't do that because he had his computer off. But he didn't radio it in either. That is a violation of Officer Safety 101, man. You don't make a traffic stop without your fellow officers knowing where you are. Second thing he did that's a huge violation, you don't get a female out of a car, search her, and put her in the back of your car without calling that out. For the very reason you don't want to be accused of doing anything improper, or you don't want to open yourself up to that even. And nobody in a big city like Oklahoma City, no officer, is going to make a traffic stop and not call it out and not be backed up. You want, as we all know, nothing good happens between 2 and 5 in the morning, and especially with police officers. If any of my officers called out on a traffic stop, my fellow officers, when I was working the road, I didn't even have to be asked. You drove to where they were to back them up. Even if that means just sitting in your patrol car behind them while they write a ticket or whatever, but you're there, so you're outnumbering the driver, or you at least got backup. So if something happens, he's got backup. Daniel didn't want backup. Daniel's not calling this in because he doesn't want anybody else there, because this is how he gets women out of a car into the back of his car where he sexually assaults them. So these detectives know all of this stuff. He's violated so many police basics and departmental rules at this point of the interrogation already that they know he's responsible.
And where did you pick her up? 50th and what about?
50th and Lincoln, just to the west.
But no, where'd you see her swerve, kind of?
I'd say a block just to the east of Lincoln and 50th.
Okay. She pull over right away?
She was in the right lane and the outside lane when I saw her swerve. And so she saw a police car right there, and so she kind of did what everyone does, slow down, kind of, okay, is he going to pull me over or not? And then I lit her up about 50th and Lincoln, past the intersection to the west.
Okay. When you put her in your car, did you pat search her?
When I came around, I was like, lift up your shirt. Is there anything on you? Anything as far as your waistband or anything like that? She said no. And then I put her in the vehicle and went from there.
Did your hands go on her at all?
I backhanded her on as far as the side.
Where on her body? Tell me. You backhanded
her waist, and the back portion. I didn't touch her butt or anything, but the back portion of the waist. And then she lifted it up like right here, and there's nothing.
Did she lift it?
So again, another policy that Daniel is. It's not like male cops can't search a female. We have to at times. It's just unavoidable. But whenever possible, if you need to search a female suspect or person detained or arrestee, you radio to any of the female officers that are probably working and you say, hey, can you make my location for a search? That's very common. That way there's no allegations of improper touching. When he's saying I backhanded her, what he means is he didn't like backhand and hit her. When we search males, we'll pat them down like this, pat down their arms, pat down their legs, search their groin area to make sure there's nothing tucked up in there. You do it like this. When you search a female, you use one hand and you run the back of your hand down the outside of their leg. You run the back of your hand around their waist like this. So this is the part of your hand that is touching them, so that it can't be accused of grabbing, groping, or doing anything sexual. That's what he's meaning backhand. But you would not do any of this stuff under normal circumstances without another officer and preferably a female officer being on scene.
Up like this?
No.
Okay. So she never, like, went, ooh, nothing,
No.
exposed her breasts or anything like that?
She asked me if I was like, no, it's okay.
She asked you,
If you want to search me, I'm like, no, it's okay.
so she never, like, put her hands on the car and you...
No.
Okay. Okay.
Remember that question. So you never had her put her hands on the car and he was like, no. Later, they did find her handprints and fingerprints, I believe, on the front fender and the hood of his car. So he brought her back to his car, and he had her do like the Hollywood, like you see, hands on the car, pat down. That was so he could grope her and get his hands on her and get behind her. You don't ever, when you're searching somebody, you don't ever have them put their hands on a car or on a wall, because that allows them something to push off on if they want to fight back or get away. You have them put their hands behind their back, and you interlace their fingers or you interlace their thumbs, and you have them spread their feet, and you search them. That way you have control over them and they can't run. You don't search somebody with their hands up against something. That's another just thing that he did that is against police policy, that he did for a reason. The reason was sexual assault.
Where was she positioned or standing when you did the back of your hand on her?
It was about probably the front right fender of my patrol vehicle.
But was she facing you, or was she turned?
No, she was facing away from me.
And you just kind of did it like this?
Yeah, back there, yes.
Okay. Did your hand go on her butt or anything?
No, that's what I was saying. It was the hip, the side, not the butt section.
What about right here?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
They can tuck a gun
That's
right here.
why I asked to lift it up.
Oh, so she just kind of showed you her belly?
Right.
Okay. Then you talked to her for a little bit.
Right.
After you searched her, you
Right.
put her in the back of the car.
Right.
Then we used to always kind of keep the door open and talk when they're not like combative or anything. Did
Right.
you talk to her and get information then while she was in the back of your car?
Right. I talked to her for a little bit, just as far as what's inside the vehicle. Can I have consent to search your vehicle? Is there anything in that Kool-Aid? She said no. Just talking to her, what's the deal? Why are you driving late at 2 o'clock at night? Why did you swerve? So she's going to Ann Arbor over on the northwest side to visit her daughter, I believe. So
Then you went up and searched her car?
after she gave me consent to search her car,
How long, you think?
I did a quick search. To be honest with you, I looked under the seat, boom, sniffed the juice, whatever she's had, and I didn't smell alcohol on it. Went through her purse, like she said, there pills in it. Looked at it real quick to see if their name was there, and that was basically it.
Okay. Then when you went back to her, what happened?
And when I went back to her, I was like, okay, I didn't smell any alcohol on your car and your juice thing, and I'm like, what's the deal? Are you really drunk or not? And she's like, no, I'm just trying to go back home. And at that time, I was like, okay, but I'll go ahead and follow you. I said, I'm not going to take you to jail. I'm tired. I'm not going to take you to jail. I'll go and follow you. And let's go back to 44, and you head westbound on 44. So that's what we did.
I'm going to follow you. We don't do this. If you are worried that she's not going to get where she's going because she's impaired, you, at the very least, should be taking her car keys, parking and locking her car, giving her a ride back to your station, leaving the keys with dispatch, and saying you can call and have somebody pick you up and you can come get your keys in the morning. I've done that with somebody who I thought was impaired or borderline impaired. If you think she's intoxicated, run her through field sobrieties. If you don't want to be bothered with making arrest, drive her to the station or have her get on her cell phone and make a call to come get a ride and take her keys back to the station and tell dispatch she can get her keys in the morning. This whole, I'll follow you till you get on the road that's going out of town is nonsense. And he's already told these detectives, I was tired, man. I just wanted to get home. That's why I wasn't making any more of this traffic stop than it was, because I just wanted to get home. I was tired. You're going to spend the time to follow this woman in her car on the just more stuff that these detectives are doing a good job of just listening and not confronting him with these stupid statements. I give him all the credit in the world for that, because I don't know if I could sit in this room and listen to all this without saying something.
Did you follow her?
Actually, when I went behind her and we got in the car, she took forever, and I started getting annoyed. So I just U-turned it, and I went ahead, and I saw her in the back view of my rearview mirror. And she was following at 44, but then I took off going northbound on Broadway Extension, while she took 44 to go west.
So you were able to see her do that?
Yes.
And go. And then did you lose her when you got on Broadway?
When I went to northbound on Broadway, and she went 44 west.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like this is the lady, this is the deal where she's the complaining party. Okay. And she's making some sexual allegations, obviously, because sex crimes is working it.
Right.
So much for putting the rumors on someone else. So this is Daniel's first indication that he's cooked. He was told initially, hey, let's get these rumors off of you, get them onto somebody else, and you can go on with your day. She just informed him, nope, the incident you just described is exactly the traffic stop we're looking into, and she's made sexual allegations. So Daniel just got slapped with that, and his mind's got to be racing now.
What did she say?
Well, was there anything, an accidental touch, anything?
If she thought it when I pass searched her, but it was nothing as far as I felt like I would do anything as far as sexual or anything like that. And for my safety, I just checked to see if the weapons or anything.
So, one of you, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but I'm gonna do this video. One of you asked about a full video discussing the read technique, how it works, what it is, and show examples of it. So, whenever I see read technique in any of these videos, until I do that video, I want to point it out. What she just did was one of the elements of read technique. Minimize the crime. I always used to say this thing. It's like when I was interviewing somebody who committed a relatively serious crime, I would always say things like, but not murder or anything like that. I would always say to them, hey, look, like there's like a stairway of crimes, and the bottom step is like jaywalking and traffic offenses, and maybe the next step up is, retail fraud, shoplifting, stealing a candy bar. And as you go up, up at the very top is like murder and terrorism and stuff like that. And I would always say, you're only like 2 or 3 steps up this 20 staircase stairwell with the crime you've committed, and it's not that big of a deal. And that's read technique, minimize. She just tried a minimization technique with Daniel. He didn't bite, where she just said, hey, look, we talked to her and she's making these allegations, and just tell us, Daniel, was it like, is there any way she misconstrued your pat down as an inappropriate touch or something like that? She's hoping that he says, well, yeah, I could see that because, I did have to search her waistband, or I did a leg search and I might have gotten a little close to her private area, or, when she lifted the shirt up, I did pat down the front of her bra or the back of her bra or something, whatever. He's not biting. He's not taking the bait, but it was a good effort on her part for some minimization. Hey, it's probably not as bad as she's saying it is. Just tell us, Daniel.
And to make clear, I didn't touch her butt, but the waist side and whatnot. If you would like me to do it for me to show you.
No, and I'm fine with it, and you have every right to do that. She's saying that you made her lift up her shirt, and when she lifted up her shirt, she exposed her breasts.
No.
Did you ever see
I asked her, is there anything inside your bra? And she said no. So I was like, okay. And she said, you want me to show you? And that's the time I said, no, you don't need to do that.
She said she said she was doing this. When you said, is there anything inside your bra? And she was going, no, I don't have anything like that. Did she do that?
Yeah, she did, but I didn't look or anything like that.
Right.
And then she was like, do you want me to show you? I was like, no.
She said when she said, do you want me to show you? You said, yeah, and she went,
woo. No, I didn't.
But could she have been, woo, flashing you? And now you don't want to tell me because you're afraid you're going to get in trouble?
No, when I told her no, I said no.
Then she didn't go, yeah,
No.
because sometimes drunk girls are
having a good time.
Yeah, and
Okay, there's Rocky. So Rocky has said, do you need to take a piss? I'm a nobody. I masturbate left-handed. And when she's talking about drunk girls lifting up their shirt, he says, have a good time. Like that. Again, I don't mean to beat up on Rocky. This is his role. His role is the good old boy, simpleton. I'm on your side, Daniel. We're all just cops in here, and we're talking like cops. But Rocky's just not adding much to it.
Partying down, and let's face it,
I've already heard stories about officers
people
and
want,
whatnot.
they
so
want
I don't
officers
want-
for
I didn't want-
hubbies
so
or
I said
whatever,
no.
and
I said no.
but you could have said no. But I'm asking you if she flashed you anyways.
I didn't see her. I didn't see her
no
breasts.
boobies?
I didn't see her breasts.
Okay. So this detective has been using the word breasts up until this point, where she suddenly uses the term boobies. And I believe she uses the term boobies 3 or 4 more times. And this is one of the things she takes some heat for. She's just trying to keep it casual. You know, if you start referring to anatomical body parts by their, strict names, it's going to seem formal. It's going to seem rigid. It's going to seem a lot more serious than, hey, we're all cops. Did she show you her boobies? Did she flash you and show her boobies? So again, it's easy to chastise these detectives for this, but this is the vibe they want, and it's working. He's comfortable. He's casual. He's talking. If your suspect is talking, you're doing a good job.
What about pants?
Nothing in her pants as far as I can see. She was wearing tight jeans. So
She said she pulled them down.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see her pull them down?
I didn't see her pulling down pants.
Could she have done it when you were up searching the car?
She could have. I didn't
Did
have
she
her.
have them on
I didn't have her handcuffed or anything.
when you came back to the car and got her out? Were her pants fastened? Were they?
Yeah, everything.
They
was
were
still,
up, and
everything was still intact.
so you never saw her pull her pants down.
No, I didn't.
Why do you think she's making this up?
I don't know.
Did you write her a ticket?
I didn't. I let her go. And I said I won't even arrest you for your no STL.
So that's an important point. Why do you think she's doing this? Why do you think she's saying this? She asks him. Daniel didn't write her a ticket. He let her go. That doesn't help Daniel. It would have been better for Daniel if he had arrested her. Then it would seem like it's just sour grapes and making a false claim because you're mad that you got arrested. Daniel did her a favor. She was probably intoxicated, if not drunk, and he let her go. So the likelihood that she would make a false claim against him out of nowhere the same morning, she made this complaint, I believe, within an hour of getting home. When her daughter convinced her to, she told her daughter what happened, and her daughter basically made her go report this. So she was even reluctant to report it. It doesn't help Daniel that he didn't write her a ticket and that there's no sensible reason for this woman to come forward. And remember, this is the first woman to make a claim, to make a allegation. Later, there were dozens that came forward when this police department advertised, hey, we're looking for anybody who might have had an encounter with this officer that wasn't cool. And a bunch of people came forward. But this is the first one. This is victim zero here. And she has no reason to be like jumping on the bandwagon or getting in with the group that's making an allegation. She's the first.
Trying to figure out why she'd say that. I mean, I could see her saying it if you wrote her a ticket because she's pissed off.
Right.
Now, make it quite clear, if you saw her boobs, I don't care if she's flashing you.
I did not see.
You did not see her boobies.
No, I did not see her breasts.
So she's saying you shined your light on her.
I did not see her.
Where do you keep your flashlight?
The left side right here, right down my radio.
Did you have your flashlight out on the traffic stop?
I did.
When she was going like this, did you have your flashlight
I
on
didn't
her?
go like that. But as I'm out on the radio like this, I have it right positioned over us. But I didn't.
Right,
As far as
but
that.
did you have it on her when you're talking to her so you can see her? I mean, was
see
it
her.
on her when she goes like this? Maybe she could have
Right,
construed it.
to see her inside the vehicle.
Was the dome light on?
The dome light was not on.
It didn't come on? I don't know how. Does that come on when you open your back door? It's been too long since I've been in a scout car.
I can't recall, to be honest with you. I don't think the back. I don't think it does. As far as the dome light.
Some of those questions she asked is because they do have surveillance video of this. It's garbage. I think it's an ATM, which, as we learned from the Steve Chason case that I covered last week, ATM footage is the worst. They upgrade those cameras about every 10, 15 years. They're low res, grainy. They don't clean the lenses. They're just garbage. Apparently there was a bank camera or some kind of camera, I think it was a bank camera, across the street and down a little bit that did record this, but of course it's night. And what the recording basically shows is that there's two cars. They see two sets of headlights, a police car with its overhead lights on. But all of these flashlight and dome light questions are probably because in this footage, because it is dark, and when you turn on a light even far away with grainy footage in the dark, a light pixel pops up. They probably saw a dome light going on and off in this, which indicates when the doors open and close, and they probably saw his flashlight waving around as well. So again, they're probably asking questions they already know the answer to based on that footage and the victim's statement. They're just trying to see if he's going to tell the truth or not.
I'm just trying to figure out. How long do you think you were on that traffic stop?
I don't think it was an
It's not
excess
a
of over
Just
a regular speed. 15 minutes at most, just like a regular traffic stop. Nothing as far as more.
That's ridiculous. Oh, I don't think it was anything more than like a regular traffic stop. 15 minutes at most. Viewers, I worked road patrol for 15 years. I never had a traffic stop that lasted 15 minutes. Normal traffic stop where you write a ticket, maybe 5 minutes. If you don't write a ticket, less than 2 minutes. I mean, it's pull them over, walk up to the car. Hi, I'm Officer Cook. The reason I pulled you over is you were speeding. Do you have your license and registration on you? All right, go back to the car, run in the computer. That takes 30 seconds to a minute. Walk back up and say, okay, you got a pretty good driving record. You know, have a nice day. Just watch your speed. It's 2-3 minutes. A ticket, add maybe another minute or two to it. 5 tops. Even where you're searching a car with probable cause, but not doing a full comprehensive search like he admitted, and then you're turning somebody loose, add another 5 minutes. Cars are tiny places, and all he said he did was look under the front seat and in the center console and in her purse. That's it. That takes less than a minute. So this 15-minute stop, he's got to account for a lot of things going on. And I think they're going to ask him, tell us everything you did, and they're going to say to him that doesn't add up to 15 minutes, because it doesn't. His sexual assault probably took 7 to 10 minutes. That's going to account for the time.
about 15 minutes. How long were you with her? How long of that 15 minutes do you think was searching her car? Where she's sitting in the back seat?
Like I said, that quick search probably at max, maybe a little bit over 5 minutes. Maybe like 5 minutes if.
So you're with her for 10 minutes?
Talking to her, yes.
Did it take a while to get her to consent to search, or what? 10 minutes is a long time.
She was nervous and she was crying and stuff, and I told her not to be nervous.
Did she say why she was crying?
She says police officer and whatnot, and I'm just nervous because I got stopped by a police officer. So I'm like, calm down, everything's fine. And then, so I think maybe with the fact that she had no SDL, maybe she was nervous as well too. And then so I went to the search, and it wasn't that, it was a quick search like I said before. It wasn't in detail, pulling up carpet. It was a quick search.
Because you were just ready to go home?
I was ready to go home.
Did you go home, go straight to bed?
I went home straight to bed.
Okay. Think of anything yet?
Well, I think that was pretty good. Wasn't that pretty easy? Hey, we got to do this.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't mind. I got to take your Your buckles.
Buckle?
We're doing that in the.
That's fine.
All right.
Did we buckle swab anybody in the academy
I don't.
as a demonstration?
Here, I'll let your name there because I don't even know how to spell it. I can
How do you say it?
A buccal swab is the DNA swab. We talked about that before. It's either like a long Q-tip looking thing that's got a little foam end on it, or like a lollipop, a foam ended lollipop stick. And they're going to rub that inside his cheek and then send it to the DNA lab. That should let Daniel know that this is serious and that they actually have evidence. Detectives don't ask for DNA samples if they don't think that there's going to be some forensic DNA body fluid evidence at the scene. And if Daniel was thinking for 1 minute that this was a he said, she said, he just got enlightened that it's not a he said, she said. It's a she said, he said, and the evidence is going to say, because they have evidence.
Name.
Daniel Holtzclaw.
Holtzclaw. What is that?
It's German.
Can you speak German?
No, I can't.
Hey, read that out loud to me.
It's, yeah.
I, Daniel Holtzclaw, after having been advised of my right not to have a search made of my body, hereinafter mentioned without a search warrant, and my right to refuse to consent to such a search, hereby authorize Rocky Gregory, detective of the Oklahoma City Police Department, to conduct a complete search of my body located at 701 Colcord, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Officers are authorized by me to take from my body samples of swabs from my body which they may desire. This written permission is being given by me to the above named police official volunteer.
Officer's cell phone ringing in the interrogation room. Ugh. It's nails on the chalkboard to me. When luckily Daniel's distracted by reading this thing right now, just for the record, so that they can prove later by showing this interrogation video that he understood that this was a consent to search form that he was signing, whatever. So he's distracted. He's not paying attention to the ringing, but you don't want to have a landline phone that's ringing in there like I've seen in interrogations, and you don't want to have your cell phones pinging, binging, and making noise. You need to be locked in on your suspect. You need your suspect to be locked in on you. That's why there's no pictures hanging in the room. There's no flowers. There's no lamps. There's no... It is a sterile, directed environment, and it's just... I will give them crap for that. Any detective knows the last thing you do before you walk in the interrogation room, mute your phone and put it in your pocket. You don't even have it out. Rocky might have his phone out, like kind of hidden behind like a notepad or something, so that he can receive text messages from outside. Because much like in the Kenneth Blue case, this only occurred a few hours ago, and they might be getting information from investigating officers as they're sitting in here, and they'll want to know that. So Rocky could have a phone sort of hidden from view to be getting messages, just like Al did in the Ken Blue investigation. Another thing, since we're paused here, I'll just talk about is if you notice, she's got a notepad and a pen, and she's been taking notes. That's sort of detective preference. There's another detective in there who's sitting to the side, and Daniel's not focused on him. That's the detective that should be taking notes and watching his cell phone for questions to come in from the outside or information coming from the outside. The lead detective that's conducting the interrogation, the interview, should really just be focused on asking questions and getting answers, and that's it. Not note-taking. Also, when you ask a suspect a question and they give you an answer that's highly interesting or highly incriminating or benefits you or is very important, a lot of times detectives will frantically start writing and taking notes. Well, that lets the suspect know that they just said something important, and maybe they're going to be more careful. If they give you an answer that you don't take notes to, they're going to know that was either okay or something that wasn't noteworthy. You don't want to drop clues. You don't want to give these like poker table tells to the suspect that anything they're saying is less important or more important than anything else they're saying. That's just my preference. This detective knows this is audio and video recorded, and even if it fails, her phone, or she should have a microcassette recorder, or her phone should be set to digitally record all this as well. So she's not going to lose any information. Note taking doesn't do her any good right here.
Voluntarily and without threats of promises of any kind.
Basically, you're giving buccal swabs of your own free will.
Okay.
We do this as part of. See, this ain't so bad, huh?
No, I never had this done, so.
Stay up. There we go. And you get a free teeth cleaning with your first time.
You won't go none, though.
All right, and then we're going to have one more round.
I turned off my phone.
We'll have a couple more questions. All right. Good side.
Rob, what time is it on your watch? I turned my phone off. So.
I've got 447. What I've got. So do you usually do traffic stops on going home, or what was?
I don't. Like I said before, I really rarely don't. I usually try to get home because I'm tired of them and shit.
Well, and are you a big DUI worker?
When I first started coming out, I did. But
I hated DUIs.
not really at the end now, to be honest with you.
I usually, if I see somebody swear.
Daniel's not helping himself here. Rocky asks him, do you normally make traffic stops like on your way home? No, I don't. Nope, just don't. And then she's like, well, are you like a big DUI worker? Is that your thing? Every department's got at least one or two guys that like OWI, DWI, whatever you want to call it. That's their thing. That's just what they do. I spent 1 year doing that. I won the MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving Award for my department 1 year because I just decided that's going to be my thing this year. And I made a ton of drunk driving arrests. But usually it's like there's usually one guy in the department who that's their thing. Year in, year out, that's their thing. That's what they do. So he just admitted, nope, that's not me either. So you don't make stops on the way home from work. You don't really care about drunk driving that much. So why did you make this stop again? It's not making sense, Daniel.
The other way.
And that's what a lot of officers do too. So.
Well, Daniel, this is kind of one of the things that we kind of bring in here to
Right.
see how truthful you are.
Right.
Now you need to kind of think of a few different things here.
Okay.
Okay, we pulled up a lot of video around that area after these allegations.
Okay.
Okay, she also had a SANE exam, which you know what that consists of.
Right.
There's a reason why we wanted your buckles.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I mean, we can go through a couple different things of why we've got you in here, but you sure there's nothing you want to?
Nothing.
So if we go off the video and watch that,
Right.
you're still going to stick with your story.
Yes, sir.
Rocky is playing a dangerous game right now. Rocky knows what the video is. He's seen it. It's garbage. It is literally two sets of headlights, the overhead light of a police car, and maybe the occasional... I've seen the video. It's the Bigfoot video. Is the Loch Ness Monster photos are clearer than this video. It clearly shows a traffic stop taking place in that you can see headlights and overhead lights and stuff like that. And you see dark pixels move across the lights every now and then, indicating that there's people moving around. But it's so far away and it's so bad, you can't see anything. And Rocky's playing a dangerous game. I've played this game before too, and I've lost this game, where you overinflate your evidence and you make your evidence sound more important or more strong than it is. And the suspect says, yeah, bring it on. Show me the pictures. Show me the video. Let's see what you got. And he has to back down. Let's see what happens.
If we go off DNA.
Yeah, as well.
Should we show you the video?
If yes.
You do want to see it?
Do yes.
So
pretty... Rocky just got shut down. So should we show you the video? if you're, it's this is kind of a little bit Reed technique where you blast them with the evidence, but if you overinflate your evidence and they call your bluff, you look kind of dumb. And Daniel says, yeah, let's see the video. Let's see it right now. And often in these cases, you'll see suspects ask to see the evidence. Show me the pictures. Show me the video. I want to see it. And the detectives who have overinflated their case or overinflated their evidence or are just making up evidence to try and elicit an admission or confession have to just then change the subject really quick, which I think is what's going to happen here.
So there's nothing that...
Everything that I recall of that night is what was asked and everything. That's what happened.
Have I maybe not asked enough questions?
I think everything covered as far as that.
Do you recall putting your penis in her mouth?
I don't.
Oh! So they're getting real with Daniel now. Up until now, it was all kind of soft sell. Hey, sounds like you guys are telling the same story. She's saying this happened, you're saying this happened. It's all jiving. And, the first bit of pushback was when she said a little bit ago, 15 minutes. That was the first bit of pushback when he mentioned the stop took 15 minutes. Then Rocky getting up and asking for buckle swabs and saying, any reason why we're going to find your DNA in the car, stuff like that. No. Any reason, you want to change your story because we've got the video and if we have to go on the video. So they're slowly tightening the screws on Daniel a little bit. And then this detective just drops the A-bomb, the atom bomb on him. Hey, so there's no reason the video is going to show your penis in her mouth, right? Good God.
Would you recall that if you did it?
If I did it, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think you really, in all honesty, you need to really double think about this. I mean, I got to be honest with you. It doesn't look really good. Okay. I mean, in what you originally thought, detectives just don't roll up in there for no reason.
Right.
Okay. And we just didn't pick you out. Okay.
Right.
I mean, there's a whole lineup there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there's definitely enough here to bring you in here to start questioning you.
Right.
Okay. We knew you were on that stop.
Right.
We knew you were there.
Mm-hmm.
And we can watch a whole lot of actions being performed while you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's why she was trying to give you every out on the whole booby thing.
Right.
Okay. Now, is there any reason at all, even from whatever angle, because, it takes a little bit to clear up those videos.
Right.
But any reason why your penis would be out?
So Rocky's trying to imply that the video shows his penis being out. And that's a dangerous bluff, and here's why. Daniel most likely sexually assaulted her while she was sitting in the back of his car with him having the door open and him being sort of standing in that like V area where the, between the door and the open doorway of the car, and with his back facing the outside. Unless there was a surveillance camera inside the backseat of his car, Daniel knows that no camera is going to show his penis being out. Even if it was out, no camera is going to show that. So Rocky is playing this dangerous game, but he's playing it in a way that doesn't really make any sense, and Daniel knows it. And I think Daniel's going to be emboldened by the fact that he knows that this cop is spinning some crap. And if the cop is spinning crap, that means they don't have the evidence they think they have, and he can stick with his story. It's kind of backfiring on Rocky here.
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Now, in doing this, you know how SANE exams work, and I ain't got to explain about DNA or anything like that.
Right.
Now, I didn't say you had sex with her.
Right.
Okay. But getting a blowjob, okay, that is a different story.
Right.
Okay. You see my concern here.
I'm just listening to you, sir.
I
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
but I'd rather listen to you and you start talking.
That's all I have, sir.
So, a couple things here. Daniel might be so confident in that he didn't leave DNA on her. I think the allegation is that he made her give him oral sex. And Daniel may be just not savvy enough to know that even in that circumstance, even if you don't ejaculate, is what I'm saying, that you're going to leave DNA behind. Skin cells, things like that. He could have left some DNA that's not ejaculate on her face, on her mouth, on her neck, anywhere on her body, sweat, DNA, anything. If they find any DNA from like the neck up on this woman, because he claims he never searched, he never went hands on other than backhanding around her waist and her back, her lower back. So if they find any DNA on this woman from here up, his story is going to fall apart. But Daniel may think, well, I didn't ejaculate when I made her give me this blowjob, so there's not going to be any DNA left behind. So he might feel really confident about giving his buccal swabs freely and contesting this DNA line of questioning here.
Are we going to get something from the SANE exam?
Go with the SANE exam.
Do you understand that you don't have to full-blown ejaculate to get something out of the SANE exam?
Right.
We can get skin cells, we can get pre-ejaculate, we can do all that and still get DNA.
Right.
And did your penis go in her mouth?
No, it did not.
Okay. Because
Did you see the way he said, no, it did not? I'm not a body language expert, but I do watch those 4 guys that do the body language and vocabulary and language analysis thing. I forget what they're called. You guys know who they are on YouTube. They would call that out immediately. They would be jumping up out of their seats. If you go like this, nodding the affirmative, but say no, there's something there. You've either got an internal struggle or you were going to say yes, but then decided to say no. This is no, this is yes. You don't go no or yes. That's interesting.
clear it up. And here's the deal too. We can fall on the sword
Okay.
and say I screwed up or something, but if we say we didn't do it, and then the DNA comes back and says he did it, then we have a huge problem.
Right.
We're here to give you the chance to fall on the sword, so we don't want a huge problem. We don't want a huge problem for you.
Okay, these are lies. If the police are ever telling you that I'm here to help you or I'm here to get the truth so we can stop this from getting worse or anything along those lines, it's not true. My job as a detective is to interrogate you, get a confession, prosecute you, and get as much jail time for you as you deserve. I'm not here to help you. I'm not a social worker. I'm not part of a diversion program. Now, you may often tell co-conspirators of a crime or people that you think took a lesser role in the crime. For instance, the getaway driver of a bank robbery where the bank robber shot the teller. You may use this line of logic and reasoning with the driver in order to get them to flip and give up the bank robber because their involvement was lesser. And in that case, I can help you. It will be better for you. And if you tell the truth, it's going to be better for you. That's actually true. But in this case, Daniel knows he sexually assaulted a woman on a traffic stop. There is no making it better. There's nothing he's going to say as far as a fall on the sword confession at this point that's going to make it better, stop it from getting worse, or help him in the long run. So this tactic in this situation isn't a good tactic, and it's It's never going to work.
Right.
This is time. It's time. If it touched her mouth, if it touched the inside of her mouth for 1 second, 2 seconds.
And Daniel knows that if his penis touched her mouth for 1 second or for 30 minutes, it's the same crime. That's why this line of this effort of minimalization is not ever going to work and is inappropriate in these circumstances. If you are interviewing somebody who may have committed a retail fraud and they're accused of stealing $1,000 worth of merchandise, you may say, hey, I don't think you really stole $1,000 worth of merchandise. I think you took like a couple $100 worth of stuff. I think they're overinflating how much stuff you stole to help their insurance case and to get them a bigger insurance settlement. And there is a difference between stealing $200 worth of merchandise, which is a misdemeanor, and $1,000 worth of merchandise, which is a felony. And you might be able to convince the person then to finally make an admission that they did steal stuff, but it was only $200 worth to get the lesser charge. Even if you have evidence that they did steal $1,000 worth of stuff, it's a way to open up the door to confession. She's trying to open up the door to a confession here by saying, hey, your penis touched your mouth for a second. No big deal, right? Just admit it. No, Daniel's too smart for that. He knows that penis touching her mouth for 1 second is the same sexual assault as for a half an hour. It's not going to work. It's a bad tactic.
3 seconds, you got to tell us now.
Look, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference in between rape being forced and some old girl who wants it.
Right.
Okay, we've had plenty of that.
We get that. We know that.
Okay, but there is.
That is true. So Rocky, with his old school wisdom, an old girl who wants it. There's a difference. Somebody rapes you. If you rape somebody, or you're just giving it to an old girl that wants it. Yes, there is. There's a difference between forced sex and consensual sex. However, this woman has come forward the morning of this incident, an hour after it happened, and claimed, I was sexually assaulted by this officer. Daniel knows that allegation was made. Daniel knows that's why he's sitting crammed into this corner in the hot box right now. So Daniel's, I think, smart enough. Daniel's no dummy. He's college educated. He seems articulate and smart. Daniel knows that there's no chance he's just going to say, yeah, this old girl wanted it. If she wanted it, she wouldn't have made the complaint. So this is just another. They're trying different angles of attack here to try and elicit a confession, and it just ain't working.
There's a big difference, okay?
Right.
But I'm just saying, these videos ain't helping, and we're gonna do the comparing and all that.
Okay.
Okay. But it's not looking good so far.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't want to see anybody go down for something that there was no force.
Right.
Now, I'm not seeing any beating or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. I'm not seeing that.
Hey, Rocky, you ain't seeing nothing on that video, because I've seen the video. You ain't seeing nothing. You're not only not seeing a beating or force, you're not even seeing people. You're not even identifying the people. Hell, you can't even identify the cars. So
Big time, big guy forcer type thing like what we do see.
Right.
But
if it was a get out of jail free card, that happens.
Right.
And we know that happens.
Right.
But we got to know that. We got to know that versus, he made me, I didn't want to, blah, blah.
now the best defense Daniel could have had is the one that they're trying to give him right here. And this is actually a smart tactic. They should have dropped that on Daniel and then left the room for about 20 minutes to get him to think about that, because by now Daniel knows he's hit. Daniel knows that this victim has given specific information about the stop, what happened on the stop. They're collecting his DNA and they have video. Daniel should realize he's hit and he's cooked right now and should latch on to the off-ramp that this detective is giving. Here's the off-ramp she's giving him. She wanted to not go to jail. So she offered, I'll do whatever I need to get out of jail. I'll suck your man part if that gets me out of jail. Daniel would have been better off saying at this point, yep, she offered it and I took the bait. That at least makes it consensual, and that's a huge difference. Now, is it consensual? Not really. He might be dumb enough to think that at this point. But anytime you're in a position of power and authority and there's a coerced sex act, it's not consensual. He's in uniform. He's got a gun. She's detained in the back of his car in a traffic stop. Even if she says, I'll do this for you, it's coerced just by the circumstances. Good try by this detective. I'm quite surprised Daniel didn't latch on to that because his options are limited at this point, and that's the best one he's got, but he doesn't.
Well, if it's a get out of jail free card, then that's a different story.
And we've worked enough of them, cases that it didn't happen. The problem is where we're at right now, okay? And that's why we wanted to hear your version of the story.
Right.
Whether we just go off of what we see and I mean, whatever this tests out as.
Right.
Okay? But
sir, I'm sticking with my story.
Okay. On the video, are we going to see her boobies?
Shouldn't see her boobs. I didn't see her boobs.
Okay. Are we going to see her pull her pants down?
I didn't see her pull her pants down.
So Rocky and this detective aren't being a good team right now. Rocky has implied that, from what I've seen on the video, it ain't looking good. And if we go by based on what we've seen on the video, it's pretty bad for you. So Rocky's already implied that they've seen stuff on the video. He even said, is there any reason why on this video your penis would be out? Implying that we can see your penis on the video. She just asked him a whole bunch of questions. So we're not going to see her boobies on the video? We're not going to see your penis on the video? We're not going to see... So she's basically implying we don't know what we got on the video. What Daniel, what are we going to see? Yeah, they're not being a good team right here.
Are we going to see your penis out?
No.
Are we going to see your penis go in her mouth?
No.
Are we going to get any DNA to that?
No.
let's switch up for a second. You had another girl, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You probably not necessarily going to remember the name, but her name is Terry Morris, okay? Black female. Supposedly you promised her a ride to the city rescue mission. This ring a bell?
No.
You did a traffic stop with her. She thought you ran her for warrants. Clicking. Drove her around.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Name doesn't. I don't recall a name like that.
Okay, but she's claiming the same thing. The exact same thing. And here again, for whatever reason, things are pointing at you again.
Right.
So Daniel's got to be sweating pretty hard right now. He's just been told that there's another allegation just like this one. Here are the circumstances. So what most likely happened was these detectives, in the brief bit of time they've had since this was reported at 3 a.m. or whatever, and they've been working this case till 4 p.m, I think they said it was. So they've had about 12, 13 hours. They probably, what they did is they went through his log of traffic stops that he's made and identified any black female drivers that he's pulled over at strange hours of the night, middle of the night, and contacted them and said, hey, this officer conducted a traffic stop with you on this date and this time. Tell us what happened on that traffic stop. And obviously one of them said, well, now that you're asking, this officer made me perform a sex act. So this has got to be pretty earth-shattering for Daniel. And it's just the tip of the iceberg of the allegations that are to come.
Now this was before even this incident this morning. Traffic stop, not logged in, all that stuff.
This morning?
No, this has been a little bit ago.
Okay.
This was here just a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay? anything?
I don't.
Do you remember stopping?
I don't recall a name of Terry Moore.
Well, I wouldn't remember a name.
How about black female downtown, city rescue mission? That's what I was trying to jog your memory.
I haven't been to a city rescue mission.
I didn't say you made it there.
Have you promised anybody a ride to the city rescue?
I haven't asked anyone to ask me to the city rescue mission.
No, she didn't have to ask you. Did you offer to take anybody to the city rescue mission?
No, I don't offer anyone because I don't like going there. To be honest with you, I
Don't like dealing with what?
I don't like going over to the city rescue mission or anything like that.
Okay. How about any stops of a person just walking, even just downtown? Anywhere downtown?
No. I don't, in Spring Lake, I don't go downtown. Besides if I go to Classen, not Classen, but Western and Maine to Valero's. To
Or
fill
the
up.
jail?
Or jail.
Or
That's
headquarters, property.
Right.
And you just don't remember doing any of those type of stops?
No.
Not in the last month or so?
No.
Do you run everybody that you come in contact with?
Majority of the time.
But you didn't run old girl this morning.
The
The
50th.
50th in Lincoln.
No, I didn't. I didn't run her.
The other girl that he's talking about is kind of making the same allegations, and that's...
I do like that she's put the notebook away and she's just talking with him. It's much more personal, and I think she's more engaged and can think a little more clearly because she's not focused on note taking.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't look good.
I mean, that's
it doesn't
weird.
look, it
That's
doesn't look
weird.
good. So, no, I don't. No one with the city rescue mission. Never been asked. Never been offered anyone to go there.
Do you give people rides sometimes?
I do give people rides.
Do
I do.
Because sometimes I'd be like, I am not a taxi cab.
I'll go
But
rides.
Have you always been in your new car? I mean, have you ever had it down, driving another?
I've had a wreck on 20-something King where it was down for a little bit. Starting out was in the pool cars, but this is my take-home car.
But I'm saying in the last month, have you been driving any of the older cars?
No.
black and white versus the solid
I think
black.
this is the only car I've been in.
Have you ever driven a black and white car?
I have, yeah.
When was that?
Right out of the academy, regular Crown Vic.
But when you wrecked your car and it was down, what did you drive?
Crown Vic, black and white.
A black and white one.
Right.
When was that?
A year ago, maybe?
Oh, okay. How long have you had to take them for?
Probably a year and a half.
And it's been this one.
This one, yeah.
So you wrecked it 6 months after having it?
Somewhere around there,
That
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Was it your fault?
No.
Well, that's good.
What do you think about all this?
Heads out here. I want you to take the exam and get this over with. I feel embarrassed because going to the station.
Well, that's why we try to handle it.
Yeah.
Right. And
So a common thread you'll find, and this is why I find these police officer criminal investigations and criminal interrogations of police officers so interesting. One of the common threads is they all talk, none of them lawyer up, and one of the reasons why is he just said it. I want this to be over with. I want this to be done. The Steve Chason one we did last week, the reason he was looking at the police report on the computer and wanting to take the polygraph right away and wanting to do all the and get to the bottom of things right away is they want this off the table. They want it done with. It's hovering over them like a dark cloud. And inside a police department, if you're being investigated internally for something, everybody knows about it. Everybody knows you're in trouble. If you are being investigated criminally, not only does your entire department know about it, but the community that you work in knows about it. And rightly so, they want it to be over with and done. And it's interesting. He knows he committed these crimes. He was found guilty of dozens of sexual assaults. But he is much like Steve Chason and other officers. He is so adamant that he wants, go with the SANE exam, go with the DNA, show me the video. Let's, it's this false sense of bravado and confidence that is just mind-blowing.
I've heard of officers going through this and whatnot, and that's something I don't want my rep to be, about. I'm a good officer. I don't. That's not me. It's not me.
Are you circumcised?
I am circumcised.
So, just asking. Do you have pubic hair?
Yes.
Well, I mean, some people manscape, as you call it.
Right.
Do you groom?
I groom.
Okay.
Yes.
So do I.
You got any identifying marks around your penis?
I don't.
Just a plain old penis, huh?
Plain old penis.
Plain old 14-incher.
I don't know what to say about that.
Jesus, Rocky. Okay. I don't know if we need to go through all of his dumb things he said again. But, this penis talk just comes out of left field, and they could make it a little easier by maybe easing into it. And then we certainly just don't need Rocky cracking jokes about Daniel's 14-inch penis, or just a regular old 14-inch. I mean, this is some of the stuff they take heat for, and I'm giving them a little heat right now too. But again, it's just all part of this yokel, good old boy, good old Oklahoma country boy thing that Rocky's trying to do. I get it. It's a bit much. And you can tell Daniel's nervous laughing at it. He's uncomfortable with this too. He knows what this is, and he doesn't need this stuff.
Bad, but
See, you should have. You just had your opportunity. I just don't know what to think. Would you take a polygraph?
yeah, if you want me to take a polygraph.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a solution. Do you know how slow DNA is?
I don't. I do not.
Slow.
Okay, we cover this every video with those of you who have not watched other videos. A polygraph is a tool used by detectives and investigators to provoke more questioning. They're inadmissible in court. As a matter of fact, if you ever even utter the words polygraph in open court proceedings, you'll be thrown out of court, and the judge will sanction you and fine you and be furious because it probably just caused a mistrial in the case. Investigators and detectives use polygraph as an investigative tool two ways. First of all, ask the person if they're willing to take a polygraph. If they say yes immediately, it's a good sign. That shows a certain level of perhaps innocent. In this case, it's in most of these cases we watch, it's false confidence. Part of the bravado and the chutzpah that these guys have. Yeah, I'll take a polygraph. Bring it on. Steve Chason. Yeah, I'll take a polygraph. Let's do it right now. He took one and he failed miserably. Those of you familiar with the Chris Watts case, he said, "Oh yeah, I'll take a polygraph right away. Yeah, anything I can do to help." Failed miserably. So, but it's a good sign. But it's maybe not a good sign if they're willing to take it. But if they refuse to take it, that raises more questions. And you could ask those questions. Well, why don't you want to take a polygraph? What are you afraid of? Are there any questions on the polygraph that would give you pause? And it opens a whole line of questioning. Now, obviously, once they take the polygraph and they pass or fail, that's very useful to a detective. As I said in prior videos, there were numerous cases that I had where they were he said, she said, usually assault cases, sexual assault cases, things like that, where I had no physical evidence, none whatsoever. All I had was this person said one thing, this person said another thing. You ask the suspect, will you take a polygraph? They go take a polygraph. They pass. Well, I'm done with my case. I close it out. I consistently and always closed out any of those cases where the evidence was either non-existent or weak. if the suspect took the polygraph and passed. I believe in the polygraph. I believed in our polygraph examiner. He was that good. Now, if you go take a polygraph and you fail, well, that opens up, most people don't realize this, immediately after a polygraph, the polygraph examiner will conduct an interview and interrogation. And if they don't make any headway, then the detective who's been observing the polygraph through one-way mirrored glass will then take over and continue that interview and interrogation. I've got numerous confessions after failed polygraphs because people just know they're hit. You know, you fail a polygraph, you know you're hit. So it's a good tool. It's a good tool to use, and she very correctly and rightfully offers it to Daniel.
You be willing to take a polygraph on it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm calling. Get that set up.
You, that's kind of delving off different, but you married?
I'm not married.
Girlfriends?
Here and there.
Kids?
No kids.
You're big. You on roids?
I'm not on steroids.
A little bit?
I've been always.
Which I don't care.
I've always been a big.
I'm not the dope police.
I've always been a big bone guy, football athletic.
You got more than big bones. You got big muscles
I work
too.
out all the time.
Do you?
I do.
Where do you work out?
At a 4-star gym off of May, about 63rd.
Yeah. No roids at all.
No woods.
You do all the protein drinks
I
and all
drink a
that
lot
stuff.
of protein.
That can damage your kidneys, just so you know.
So,
If you did roids, would you tell us?
I would. I'll tell you.
I mean, because we don't care.
I have nothing to hide about that. I've always been a big guy. Always work out all the time and whatnot.
When was the last shower you had?
Took a shower before work.
When you went home, was anybody home?
My girlfriend was home.
Do
you
you
get
live
laid?
with her?
Huh? No, she doesn't. She just stayed.
Did you get laid?
Messed around, yeah.
What's messed around? Sex?
I guess
We were all adults.
we almost had sex and she was tired.
What'd you do?
So my penis went around her vagina and then maybe went a little bit in and then she pushed me off and said, no, we don't want it. I'm tired. I was like, okay.
So this is really interesting. Good questions by Rocky, actually. I give Rocky a lot of crap, but these are good questions. Earlier he asked, are you married? No. Do you have, I think he said, do you date or something like that? And he goes, yeah, I've had girlfriends. Interesting that he didn't say, when he asked him if he was married, if he said, I have a girlfriend. He lives with a girlfriend. And it just seems like that's information that you would want to offer up. And I don't know why Daniel didn't offer up and was being real cagey and then said, girlfriends here and there. No, Daniel, you got a current girlfriend. Maybe for fear that something was weird when he went home. And now he's telling this strange story about, I went home and I was trying to have sex with my girlfriend, put my penis in her a little bit, but then she swatted me away. Real interesting story to share in this interrogation. Why you would share it, I don't know, but it's not helping him. It actually makes it sound like he came home all horned up and looking for action. And if you came home all horned up looking for action, that means on the way home you were probably horned up and looking for action, which is motive for this sexual assault traffic stop. Not helping yourself, Daniel. Not at all.
That's kind of mean to let it get that far and then stop.
So that's when you got home?
That's when I got home.
How often do you have sex?
About once a day, if that.
You guys have sex once a day?
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
Well, yeah.
How much you jerk off?
Maybe once a day.
So you have sex once a day and masturbate once a day?
So these questions seem intrusive, inappropriate, and ridiculous. But remember, we're talking about a sexual assault. So what these detectives are doing a good job of, and also keeping it in language like jerk, he's saying, do you jerk off? Did you get laid? They're trying to make it not seem clinical and like an interrogation. They're still trying to make it seem like, hey, we're just cops and we're talking about what cops do and cops get laid and cops jerk off and stuff like that. So, you've got to remember the vibe they're trying to create here. So before you start, wanting to blow up the comments on this video with the unprofessionalism and stuff, just remember this is the vibe they're going for, and it's working. He's talking and he's saying stuff that he shouldn't be talking about. So, but they've just got Daniel to admit that he came home all horned up looking for action on the same night that he committed a sexual assault. Shows his state of sexual proclivity and desire and whatever, predatorness, I guess. But also that he has sex once a day and he masturbates once a day. That's a lot of sexual drive and desire and activity. And so they're painting the picture of Daniel right now as this sexual predator monster who needs it twice a day, and that's why he's doing this. And Daniel's providing the information to them. Not smart.
Yeah.
What'd you do when you got shot down at home today? Usually you got to relieve that.
Right. That's
I know.
that was before work. That happened before work.
You masturbated before work?
Yeah.
Did you just go roll over and go to sleep when she didn't give you any?
Yeah.
You ever been accused of anything like this before?
I haven't.
Not in Michigan?
No. I have not.
You weren't one of those football players.
No, I
that we
wasn't.
see
No,
on
I
the news.
wasn't. No, I was not.
Anything you can think of that will help us help you.
That's it. I want
to step out.
I want to go test. I want to get cleared up my name. I want to get cleared
Because
up.
you know what? If this is a bunch of false allegations, then I want it cleared up too.
Right.
And I'll help you clear it up and
She told the truth there and she told a lie. The lie was, I want to do anything I can to help you. Is there anything you can tell us so that we can help you? She's not there to help Daniel. Now, what she did tell was the truth was, hey, if these are false allegations, we're going to do everything we can to clear you. I believe that as well. But if you're ever in an interrogation room with a police officer and they say, we're here to help you, they're not there to help you.
We don't talk. It's not it's swarming around Spring Lake. It's out there.
It's just in the department too. So,
It's not swarming all over the department. We in sex crimes, we do not run around and go, guess what? This is what we're going to work. We don't do that. It's not professional. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's around Spring Lake.
Right.
And everybody's gonna know that we pulled you down here. We tried to do it as discreetly as we could.
Right.
But, and like I said, there's officers that, I'm not saying being with the hookers is right, but it happens.
Right.
And it's life.
Right.
And if that's what this was, lay it out there for me now.
Right. No, it wasn't. No.
Did she offer anything? Don't take me to jail, I'll do this, I'll do this. Did she offer you anything?
I think she was nervous, like I said earlier, and maybe a little flirtatious, but nothing crazy.
She never offered anything in exchange for you not taking her.
No, she's really worried about going to jail,
and sometimes they'll say, hey, I'll give you a Hummer if I don't go to jail.
No.
She didn't offer that?
Mm-mm. She was nervous, like I said, she cried earlier.
Did she cry as soon as you stopped her, or after she was in your car? When did she start crying?
I think in the car, yeah.
What made you let her go? Number one reason.
To be honest, I want to get home.
Then why'd you pull her over?
Like I said earlier, just cop, swerve, DUI, And if
Holy
I had,
crap,
if I
that's a
had, if I
2-hour
had,
job.
I know if I had to do it, I would have done it. But I didn't think that she was past the legal limit.
That's just, I mean, I just would avoid that if I. Did you at any time, you said you picked her up around 50th and Lincoln. I mean, when you saw her swerve,
Right.
did you at any time, were you always behind her, or did you pull up beside her to maybe see who was in the car and then pull back behind her?
She was at 50th and Lincoln, swerved, and I was behind her, so I fell behind her, and then wait till we
Were you
passed the
ever
light.
beside her?
No.
So this line of questioning becomes important later for all of the people who believe that Daniel Holtzclaw didn't do this and that he was just framed by all these women and they were just out to get him and, try and get lawsuits and stuff like that. The allegation is there's no way he would have known this was a black female because the windows were tinted and it was night or whatever. I've never seen any evidence as to how tinted the windows were, whether or not you could see in the windows or anything like that. So I don't have any information for that. But that's why she is asking these questions. She's just trying to determine if he's out there preying on black women, and that's the reason he pulled her over. Really, it was because he saw that it was a black woman, and she's trying to say, were you next to her car? Were you in a position to see who the driver was? Is what she's trying to get to here. Because I think that's his MO.
What lane was she in?
The mouse had lane.
Closest to the curb?
Yeah. And
Did you ever pull up beside her on this way and then fall behind her?
No. I was
Sometimes-
directly behind her about here, and she swerved.
And you stayed behind her?
And I
Because
stayed behind
sometimes I would pull up beside to see, okay, how many people am I dealing with
Nah.
in the car?
I didn't do that time. I've done that before, but
Right, you didn't do that.
I didn't do
on
it this
her.
time. No.
Could you tell if she was the only passenger?
I couldn't. It was dark tinted windows. I couldn't tell. What
So you didn't know how many people you were walking up on?
No, I didn't.
Did she roll down her window as soon as you?
She had the back left window rolled down, and then she didn't never rolled it up, and I think she opened the door, if I recall.
Okay. And was it pretty quick that you took her to the back, to your car?
After a couple questions, license, insurance, typical thing. She just gave me her little Oklahoma identification card. And that's like, okay, investigate attention, come back to the car with me.
Okay. Yeah, because that gives you a reason to search if you need it. I mean, what would you have done if you had found some dope or a gun or something?
As officers, if you find a little dime bag, it's, you can squash it out, rub it out. With gun, obviously, different story.
Now you logged out when?
I don't know the exact time, but off Prospect, when I about hit Prospect and probably about 50th, I logged out.
Do you guys, because it's done different now, do you have to go to the station and check all your stuff in? At the end of the shift?
Hand in their activity and all that one night.
You do that every night?
Yeah.
Not, sometimes you don't go to a buddy, here, turn this in, I'm
No.
going home.
And then lieutenants clear us and say, you guys can go home.
Okay, so you didn't, and what, do they make you wait till straight up 2, or do they cut you 10 to 2?
Majority of the time. Sometimes it's just up to the supervisor.
Okay.
The majority of the time.
And then you left.
Right that, yeah. And then I hit it.
So you guys have seen this before. These are timeline questions. One of the most important things to do as a detective is place your suspect at the scene of the crime. Not really necessary what she's doing right now. She knows he worked until a certain time, 2 a.m., I think. And she's just asking him, do you have to go back to the station, turn in your log, or do you just give it to somebody else and at 2 o'clock you just check out? It doesn't really matter in this case. It's always nice to firm those things up independent of evidence, but they have this traffic stop recorded on an ATM that I'm assuming is time-stamped, an ATM camera that's time-stamped, and he's admitted to that was me at that traffic stop. So they know where he was at a certain time. Maybe they're doing this just to firm up the time on the timestamp on the ATM camera in case it was off. So she's just trying to figure out, did you leave the station at 2, or were you just out patrolling and then just went home at 2? Could be a few difference in time, just to get the time exactly right on when this occurred.
50th, going northbound.
How'd you get to 50th? Just down Prospect?
Spring Lake Station, take a right to go north, off Prospect, take a left to go westbound on 50th.
And then picked her up at Lincoln.
Out there-ish to the east, where I saw her.
Any other traffic out there?
No, that was the only car.
What about during the time that you had her stopped for like 15 minutes?
What do you mean?
Was there a lot of traffic going by? Was there any traffic going by?
I think there was cars I could see as far as coming going west towards our direction and whatnot, but nothing like real crazy driving by us all the time.
Step out.
Hang for a minute. Let us powwow. My shirt kept me off.
Okay, so this is common practice in most interrogations. The detectives obviously don't want to talk about what strategy they want to take, what follow-up questions they need to ask, or what pique their interest in front of Daniel. So she just said, we're going to go powwow. They might just be saying, we don't have anything else to ask. They might be saying, well, he said this, he said this, he said this. This is weird. They might be checking with other detectives. You saw Al and Officer Penny do this in the Kenneth Blue interrogation. Al left the room several times throughout that interrogation, and a couple times they both left to go sort of get their game plan straight and figure out what they're going to do. I'm not going to talk over this whole part. We're going to advance this a little bit so this ends up not being a 4-hour-long video. So let's see if we can move this forward a little bit till they come back. This is very awkward time for Daniel to be sitting in here by himself, that's for sure. Alone with his thoughts.
Your phone. I wanted they looking in your car.
Oh, okay.
But they wanted you to have your phone.
Okay.
So she drops that bomb on him when they come back in. Here's your phone. And he's probably thinking, why in the world do you have my phone? And she says, yeah, we got it while we were looking in your car. So he knows that entire, 10, 15-minute segment they were gone there, just there, that they were searching his patrol car. Just turning the screws, tightening the clamps, walls closing in.
All right. So we have no misunderstanding because, and maybe I didn't key in on some things. I want you turn in your activity card, walk me through it all again.
Turn my activity card, I leave out station, I go take a right, go northbound on Prospect, all the way to 50th. At that time, turn off my computer, done for the night, head left to go westbound on 50th on Prospect. About a block down, I see a red Grand Prix in the outside lane. I was in the inside lane, directly in front of me. Car swerved. At that time, I kind of fall behind of it. Then initially it lighted up until we hit about 50th and Lincoln. I didn't want to light it up at the stop sign, so I waited till it go forward and just lit it up just to the west. And then that's when I made the traffic stop.
Okay, walk me through the stop.
Made the traffic stop, made contact, gave license, insurance, normal protocol. She gave me her identification card, and then at the time I said, "You have a valid driver's license?" She said no. So I was like, okay, it's time to step out of the vehicle.
Did she have insurance?
She didn't get insurance. So I just saw the ID and I was like, yeah, valid insurance, need a valid license. So I brought her back to the house, the car, and then that's when I.
Okay, what side of your car?
The back right.
The passenger side.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So as I was walking her down, I was like, "You have any weapons or whatever?" I always ask people when I step out of the car, whatnot. At that time, I patted her down, whatnot. Asked her to lift up her shirt. No weapons as I could see or anything like that. Put her in the back of my car. Asked her what the deal is. She's going to Ann Arbor on the northwest side to visit her daughter, I believe. And then I'm like, okay, why were you swerving? Why are you late at 2 o'clock at night driving and whatnot? What's the deal? She's like, I'm just going to my daughter's house. Okay, so why are you swerving? She's just like, I got nervous or something or whatever the deal is. So I ask her, okay, and I go, is there anything inside the car I need to know about? And then she says there's some juice in there. I was like, is there alcohol in the juice? She says no. So I was like, anything else inside the car? She's like, oh, you might just find some pills and whatnot. So I proceeded to ask, can I have consent to search the car? She says yes. Go to the car, I did a quick search, nothing out, didn't look up any carpets or anything like that. Did a quick search, looked under the seat, looked through her purse, saw the pills, smelled the juice. I didn't smell any alcohol in the juice. When I looked at the pills, I kind of quick glanced to make sure it was her name, whatnot. Okay, we're good. Went back over there, okay. What's the deal with this, blah, 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 whatnot. And she's like, I'm just trying to go see my daughter. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to go. I don't want to take you to jail. I'm tired. I want to go home. And then she's like, okay. So basically went from there, and I said, I'll follow you around. We got in her car. She took it forever, so I pulled out, did a U-turn in front of her. She followed me where I could see her in the rearview mirror. We went over, and I went northbound on Broadway Extension. She went 44 and west. And that was it.
Did, why'd you log off?
I always log off.
Aren't you supposed to stay logged on until you get home?
I always log off.
Do you keep your police radio on when you go home?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think I had my radio on, yes.
Do sometimes you turn them off?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes.
That's not good officer safety. What if you drive by an armed robbery?
That's true, too, yeah.
I mean, or what if you drive by an officer that needs backup and you're right there and you didn't hear it?
That's right.
I'll give you my mommy lecture. So you always log off when you're done?
Majority of the time, yes.
Okay. When you bring her to the passenger side of the car, here's her car. I'm not a good artist either. And here's your car. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you bring her over here.
The back right.
Okay.
Passenger side.
Is this where you're having your conversation the whole time?
The whole time when I step out of the car, I'll always talk to him when you got anything on you. So as we're walking here, I'm like, okay, anything on you? Okay. Be careful. I just quick pat you down. Whatever. Just go ahead. Quick pat her down. No, I have weapons. I felt or anything like that. I'm like, lift up your shirt. About right there. There's nothing. Okay. Keep walking. Still checking her out, making sure everything's good. Anything in your shoes? No. Try to take off her shoes. I'm like, are you good? So get inside the car, and that's when I proceeded to ask anything on board.
So she got inside the car.
She got inside the car.
Did you go get in the car and talk, or did you stand there with the door open and talk to her?
I think I did get inside the car for like a quick minute and just see what's the deal is, just talking to her and whatnot. And that's the time where I think I smelt the alcohol just a little bit on her, but nothing. I didn't stay in the car forever and whatnot. Just talked to her for a quick, brief minute.
And then you went up and searched.
Yeah, I got consent to search the car. Asking anything's on board. She said juice. I was like, any alcohol in the juice? No. Anything else I should know about before I go inside the car? I'm gonna find it. She said pills. Okay, I was like, all right. I didn't ask her specifically where the pills were.
Right.
So I go inside the car, look down in the front left seat, quick search and looking through the carpets or anything I said. Smelled the juice. Not didn't smell any alcohol. Went through her purse. First I saw bottles of pills and whatnot, but just quick glance. Okay, that's her name. Went back.
Now, when you went back, did you get in your car or did you go back over here?
I can't. I don't know if I went into my car or went back over there, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Did you, sometimes, like I said, we open the car door and we stand car doors open and I'll stand right here and talk to them because they're sitting right here.
Right.
Did you do that with her?
Yeah, I did that, yes. Yes.
So you're having conversation while she's sitting in the car right there?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't remember if you got back in here?
I know, I believe I did get back in the car. That's when I smelled just a slight of alcohol on it.
That was pre-search?
I believe so. I believe so. I don't know.
And I'm trying to get this so we can match it up with the video.
Right.
After you search, you come back over here and talk to her?
Right.
Okay. Any cars passing by then?
Maybe a couple.
Could she have missed? Because if you're standing right here and you're a big guy,
Right.
and she's sitting right here, if she goes like this, whoa, she's gonna be looking right at your penis.
Okay. But it was just talking.
Did you? Let me ask you this: did you ever get a hard on while you were talking to her? Because she could have.
I don't think
these
I
pants
got.
don't fit the greatest,
Right.
and if you get a hard on, I'm gonna be able to tell you get a hard on.
Right, and I'm pretty positive I didn't get a hard on.
Didn't get a hard on when you talked to her.
Pretty
Well,
positive.
do you still just get boners because you get boners?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever got a boner on a call?
I'm pretty sure I have.
Okay.
Pretty sure I have.
But it's not something you would remember. I mean, I would remember if I got a hard on talking to somebody.
And as a guy, it happens.
That's not something. I know.
So I let that run for a while without yapping so you could get the full picture of what she's doing. This is excellent police work. She comes back in and she says, "Run me through it all again." You typically in an interview and interrogation want your suspect to, or the person you're interviewing, not necessarily a suspect, but you want them to recount it 2, 3, maybe even 4 times to see if there's any changes, if there's any additions, subtractions, or just things that are just completely changed. When you lie, it's hard to remember your story. It's hard to remember your lies and keep your lies straight. The truth is always the truth. What happened is always what happened. You can recount it, tell it 10 different times, and it's going to be the same or very similar. But what she's also doing too is she inserts questions that she wants him to say what he said again if he doesn't automatically say it, to see if he answers it the same way. But she's also asking some new questions too. And one of the most interesting things of this is he's finally admitted that he was standing in with the door open. And she said, if you're standing in front of her while she's in the back of your patrol car and you're standing right in front of her in the open doorway, your penis is right in her face. And she got him to admit that because I think the allegation is that's where the sexual assault took place. And she's dressing it up with, we're just trying to match up what we see on the video. They didn't see that on the video, but she's just trying to make an excuse of why she's asking that. This is good police work.
Well, you're not 50 yet either, so happens because of your age. Could she have could you have got a hard on and she saw it and
I don't think I got
scared her?
I don't think I got a hard on, but like I said, she was already nervous and crying and whatnot. I'd already told her, I'm like, hey, I want to go home. I'm done with my shift. I don't think you need to be worried about. If nothing's on board where I need to take you to jail, you're good. I'm not worried about no state driver's license.
Did your pants come unzipped, unbuttoned, anything while you were standing right there?
No.
CSI is processing your car right now.
Right.
And when we stepped out, they found some pubic hairs right in here.
I think that's a lie. I watched the trial. I've looked at the evidence. This is a very popular case. I haven't seen all of the discovery and all of the evidence lists and everything like that, but I don't ever recall there being pubic hairs found in the door jamb of the back door. I think this is a bluff. She asked him earlier, do you have pubic hair? Are you shaved down there? Do you manscape? That was, I think, all to lead up to this bluff of we found your pubic hairs. Why are your pubic hairs in the back of this patrol car? That's actually easily explainable, and it's kind of a not smart line of questioning. If this wasn't a take-home car that he uses to go to the gym and other things like that, and that he's probably throwing duffel bags and dirty clothes in the back of all the time, it's basically his personal car and he uses it at work. There's no logical reason for pubic hairs being in the door frame of your back door if it's a work police car. If it's your personal car, you've probably got skin cells, DNA, pubic hairs, head hairs, eyebrow hairs, everything throughout your car. So this line of questioning is kind of it's interesting. I think it's a bluff, and he's not going to fall for it.
Could they be yours?
No, that's not. I didn't pull my penis out. I didn't do anything right there.
Did she?
No.
But do you think they could be?
No, it's not. No. Nothing of mine.
Your pubes couldn't be
No.
right there?
No.
Has your penis ever been out by your car?
While I'm working? No.
Not working.
No.
Have you ever had sex in the backseat of your
I
car?
have not.
Because, I mean, some people do. You know, I'm not saying forced sex, consensual sex.
Right.
It was interesting when she asked him that question. Has your penis ever been out in and around your car? While I'm working? No. And she caught on that, and she's like, anytime, bro, working or not working. He's like, no. I think he realized he messed up. It could be just a little Freudian slip there, but interesting that his response was, when I'm working? No, never when I'm working.
So your penis has never been in your backseat?
Is it possible any of this DNA is yours?
No. It's not. I would like to go at it. Not my DNA.
Are those pubes going to be yours?
No.
Are you worried about it?
This whole situation I'm worried about. I mean, I've never been here, never been questioned, especially in like a room like this, obviously I'm worried about the whole circumstances of
Earlier,
station
you got
and
to
everything.
understand we kind of see different things, okay? You seemed a little extra worried whenever you talked about seeing her. We talked about seeing her boobies. You sure she just didn't flash you?
I can't. She did not flash. I don't want to say I can't recall, but I'm pretty positive she didn't
When I
flash
see
me.
a pair of titties,
She went like this, but nothing as far as I'm going like crazy looking.
lifting the shirt.
No.
How far did she lift it?
When she lifted it up first, when I patted her down, she was like right here to her stomach line.
Did you see her belly?
Maybe some fat rolls or something. I don't know, but nothing.
Right,
like
but, I mean,
was
could you see skin?
Yeah, I saw skin. Yeah.
Well, she's older. Were tits hanging down and you saw the bottom of her tits?
I don't know. I don't know. It's dark. I don't know.
You like older women?
I don't.
How old's your
How's
girlfriend?
She's 25.
Okay.
What's the oldest lady you've slept with?
Maybe 29.
You ever slept with a black woman?
He almost said something that wasn't going to help him there. What's the oldest woman you've ever dated? He goes, 29. He was going to say 40 something. And that's a good question by Rocky, actually. Are you attracted to older women? Because I think in the research that they've been able to do in the several hours since this occurred with traffic stops that he's made of women at night, I think they're all older. I believe all of the victims in this case were of a type. I think there was one younger girl maybe who was like 17 or 18 or something like that, but the rest of them I believe were all like 30 to 60. So older black women were his victim type.
I have. In high school, I have.
Okay.
Do you have a race that you prefer?
I don't.
You just like...
I'm half Japanese, so I'm not really.
I was gonna ask you if you
racial
were
about
Asian.
anything, so I'm not really discriminating.
Who's Japanese, your mom or your dad?
My mom.
Is your dad huge? How'd you
No.
get so big?
That's what everyone asks me.
Because,
That's what
I mean,
thought.
Asian genes are kind of small.
And that's why I thought I was adopted at first when I talked to him, but my dad's small, 5'9". Japanese people are small in general. So,
Wow. How tall are you?
about 6'2".
Wow. He got big. Does Daddy have some big guys
Big
on his
bud.
side?
He's a family of three. Well, he'll be with him with 4 brothers, but I think his generation, his uncle was pretty tall, and I think that's where I got it.
I think we've covered a lot of the sex questions.
Yeah. Is there anything? You got any sex questions?
I don't.
You got anything of us?
I don't. No. I just this whole situation, and it's just
It's kind of scary.
it is scary, and I don't want my rep to be. Everything's about in law enforcement. I'm 3 years on. I know that, but everything's about your rep,
Absolutely.
and I don't want this to fall on my rep.
I understand.
So
Why would she make? Because when a woman says something like this, and they go through a sane exam, and they get, you didn't give her a ticket, so she's not getting out of a ticket. You didn't arrest her, because we get those when they go to jail. I've been raped, and have to work those stupid things
Right.
because they think they're going to get out of jail.
right.
Why in the world would she make this up?
I don't know. She was cooperative. She was nervous, like I said earlier, crying. I told her I'm not worried about no state driver's license. I wasn't making.
She said she was crying.
Yeah, and I don't, at times as an officer, you might make a threat to be like, oh, I'm going to take you to jail, but let's try to get you some way to get in the car or something, if like a gang
Right.
or something. But that wasn't the case. I wasn't threatening her. I wasn't.
Did she ever ask you if you were going to shoot her?
She did. She was talking about a pistol all the time and talking about guns and whatnot. And I'm like, calm down. I'm not going to shoot you or anything like
Did
that.
she think you were going to shoot her?
Maybe. I'm like,
What? What? Did she think you were going to shoot her? Maybe. Daniel, what would you have done or said that maybe she thought you were going to shoot her? And why is she telling you that she's scared you're going to shoot her? Now, it could just be a circumstance of, this is in, the early days of like a BLM, and that BLM movement, because of all of the police shootings, justified or not. We're not going to go into that right here, but some of them were, some of them weren't. But it was national media almost every day. And that actually did play a part into this as well. And part of the defense was, in this case, was, hey, look, with all of this racially charged police shootings, he's half white, half Asian, but usually white police officers shooting black suspects or people. Sometimes they weren't suspects. Like I said, some of these shootings were justified, some of them weren't. But that dynamic, black shooting victim, white cop, played into this. And what Daniel Holtzclaw's defense is, first of all, we can't get a fair trial because of all the stuff that's going on in the media every day. And second of all, that's why these women came forward. They're all black women seeking retribution against the white police establishment. And Daniel's just the fall guy for this. So it's just a dynamic to think about.
what? And I even asked her, I think I asked her.
Oh, I forgot what I was talking about there. But so it's possible that she was just scared because of the national media coverage of these police shootings, sometimes on traffic stops, that she was going to be the next national media story of black victim shot by a white cop, and that was all playing into this? Or is it something more sinister, like Daniel made threats, or Daniel had his gun out? I mean, she's talking about his pistol. Did he have his gun out and make these, committed this sex assault at gunpoint to get her to do it?
What's the deal with you and cops? You have a bad run-in with a cop? That was it.
So you had to tell her,
That's like, calm down.
Did you ever say, I promise I'll let you go?
I did. I said, I promise I'll let you go. I'm not worried about no state driver's licenses or anything inside that car.
That question, did you tell her, I'll promise I'll let you go? So the victim has told these detectives, he told me that if I gave him oral sex, he promised he would let me go. So Daniel was hanging over this victim's head. Hey, I've got drugs in the car that you're not supposed to have. I've got an open container of alcohol, which is a crime. You're intoxicated with a crime. You've got traffic violations. But if you do this, I'll let you go. There is no reason on a traffic stop that you would utter the words, I promise I'll let you go, to the driver, unless it was in the context of, if you do this, I promise I'll let you go. And he just admitted that he said that. Again, just he's he's incriminating himself, and this is why you don't talk to detectives if you're a suspect of a crime. He has no choice here. I mean, he does have a choice, but really he's got no choice professionally.
Did you tell her you're going to follow her home?
I did. But then when she took forever to turn around, I got annoyed and I was like, screw it, let's go. But I saw in the rearview mirror, and I saw her take 44 when I went northbound on Broadway.
Where did she live?
She said she was going to sister's house in Ann Arbor.
Were you really going to
northwest.
follow her? That's far.
I was going to drift off, and I might really follow her, but I'm just going to drift off and, okay, she's good to go. So I didn't think at first she was drunk. She wasn't over the legal limit.
I didn't think at first she was drunk. When you don't think of something at first, that implies that later you did. So again, he's just making more statements that make him look bad. At first, I didn't think she was drunk, but later I did, which is why I said I'd follow her, which is why, but if you thought she was drunk, you would have been obligated to do field sobriety or take her keys and have her park her car and have somebody pick her up or something like that. So again, he's making more statements that just make him look at least like a really terrible, derelict cop, and at worst, a sex predator.
But I thought alcohol was on board, but nothing where she's DUI.
Anyway, those pubes are going to be yours.
No, they're not. Please don't.
I know. We're going to test it. It just takes. Anyway, your skin cells are going to be anywhere on her mouth.
No.
Skin cells from your fingers.
No.
Did you touch her body anywhere other than with the back of your hand pat searching her?
Just pat search her, and that was about it. Didn't touch her face or anything.
You got to understand, we've had so many people sat in that same chair that tell us all day long, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. They promise on their baby, on their mama.
Right.
They promise to God. And then they come right back. We get back these tests, and you can't get out of it. You know? I mean, once you kind of get basically kind of locked into something, there's no talking about it.
Right.
And that's why we would try to give a person every opportunity.
And cops know better. And they're trying to appeal to Daniel's, like I said, Daniel's college educated. He's not stupid. And they're trying to appeal to Daniel's sense of not being an idiot right now. And also knowing what you know as a cop. We saw in the Kenneth Blue case, Kenneth Blue was adamant. I did not have sex with that woman. I did not have sex with her. That baby's not my child, for an hour and a half. And when they came in and they took the buccal swabs and they said, the DNA is going to prove whose baby that was of his pregnant girlfriend who he murdered. When I give Ken Blue credit, he realized, okay, they just took my DNA. I know how DNA works. They're going to DNA test the unborn child of the woman I just killed. So at least I've got to admit that I had sex with this woman, because that's a stupid lie to hang on to. And the fact that Daniel hangs on to this lie, knowing what he did and knowing how DNA works and knowing that they just took his DNA sample, how he's able to hang on to this lie is he's either delusional or thinks they're bluffing. They're not. They just took your DNA, bro.
Because if the tests come back, you ain't coming back in here.
Because we have a woman that says about, basically being sexually assaulted.
Right.
Okay? And we're calling it by force and all that. Big difference between that and a hookup.
Right.
Again, classic Reed technique. Good job, Rocky. He's trying again. It's not working, but he's trying again. Minimization. Hey, there's a big difference between you sexually assaulted this woman at gunpoint by force against her will, or, she's an old girl who wanted it, or you both agreed to do this, or even, hey, I'll let you out of jail if you do this, and it was coerced consensual, I guess is what you'd call it. Still a crime, but no different than if, you arrest a guy who steals groceries from, grocery store. Well, why'd you do it? Did you do it because you've got a starving family at home and you can't find work and your kids are hungry? Or did you do it because you sell these groceries to a local bodega or party store and profit from the proceeds to feed your drug habit? Those are two very different things. And oftentimes you can get a confession out of minimization because the person will latch on to the one that makes them look better. Even if it's not true, they'll latch on to the one that makes them look better. Doesn't matter. You still got a confession. You'll sort the motive out later.
And to come back, if there's something there and you say no, and she said it was that, you see where we're going.
Right,
with
I
this.
do.
And that's why we always try to give every angle.
Right.
We wasn't there.
Right.
So we just got to go off of everything that we see and have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Do you understand?
No hookup?
No hookup.
Not even a little hookup?
No, not a little hookup.
No booby?
No booby. I saw no breasts.
Did she see your penis?
No.
I'm just trying to think of anything that she could have misconstrued. Or why? Why'd she go to all this trouble?
I don't know.
Did you do anything that pissed her off?
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think I did anything when I was talking to her. Wasn't rude. She was cooperative. I wasn't at a point where I'd be like, okay, you're going to jail or something or whatnot. I don't think I made any threats to make, to get in the car, like I said, or anything like that.
When we first walked into the office, first time you saw us, okay?
Right.
And we just kind of started talking. You brought up this traffic stop.
Because the major came in, or the captain talking about 50th and Lincoln.
And okay.
When he came and got you?
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
I think it was the captain, and then we were in the major's office, and he said something accusations of 50th and Lincoln. And I didn't hear any rumors going into the station or anything. I was just going to show up and line up like I normally do.
When you came in, you said something about, wow, why are all them guys here?
I don't think I said that. I was shocked.
You said that in the car, not to, you were like, when I saw everybody, I was like, whoa, wonder.
Because
Did you think we were there for you?
I was just, I saw that, and I knew from Academy, I'm like, what's going on?
Did you think it was for you?
I didn't know. I didn't see it. I've never been in trouble like this before. Never got accused of anything like this or nothing.
But it scared you.
Yeah, I was scared.
Okay, if I walked into the station and saw some sex crimes detective there, that wouldn't scare me.
It wouldn't scare me if I was just in the briefing station. But since I went in the room and was told to go in the room, and I saw
Then you
your
got-
sex
okay.
crimes,
Okay.
and that's what went on.
But I saw you when you walked in the door. Did you see me in the captain's office?
I saw you, but I saw Captain glance over like that.
Did you get scared then?
No, Captain. I'm good with Captain Clifton,
Are you?
and just say, "Hey, what's up?" all the time. So it wasn't a big deal to me like that. And when he told me,
But when you got called in then you were like, whoa.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's your phone number?
580-231-2028.
Did you exchange phone numbers with this lady?
I did not.
Did she have a phone?
I did not, no.
Did you talk about hooking up? Is she somebody you'd hook up with?
No.
Did she want to hook up later?
I don't know. She didn't give me any clues like that.
Did she ask for your number?
No.
I'm just trying to think of every conceivable possible thing for this.
She really is. She's circling this thing 360 degrees from every angle. And what she's doing is she's trying to give Daniel a reason or an outlet or an off-ramp, whatever you want to call it, so that he can start talking about what happened. They've presented him with 5 or 6 different options that would certainly lessen the allegation of a forced sexual assault. And, you know, he's not taking any of them. And, but they're also not able to come up with any reason at all why she would claim this.
Run down through on her search of her breasts again. Exactly how that went, because even that and her pants.
Was she standing or sitting
When
during that time?
patted when I got to the vehicle about right here. Said, "Can I search you?" And
More by the front door.
the front right fender. And then I patted her down, boom, boom, boom. Lift up your shirt right here. Boom, no weapons.
So you said lift up her shirt. Your shirt.
Well,
What if she would have gone, whoa!
then I would have told a supervisor or something. I'd be like, to get that off my back. You know, it's not what I meant.
You searched her with her, where was her, was she facing you or facing away?
Facing away.
She's facing away.
Right.
And how are you seeing if anything's falling, if she's facing away?
If it'd fall, I would see right there.
You'd see right there, but don't you usually have them turn face towards you and do a shakeout?
Officer safety always have everyone face away from me. You can't see what you can't hit.
Yeah, Daniel, but officer safety is you also don't ever have anybody put their hands on a car where they could push away and push you off of them either. So, no, he's just trying to explain the weird stuff that he did on this traffic stop that makes no sense to these detectives who know better. They're detectives because they were good patrol officers and they know tactics and techniques.
But you don't know if the weapon's there or anything?
As far as I quick pat search, lift up your shirt, no weapons on
Now,
board.
you made a mention earlier about her pants. She did what with her pants?
As far as that, it was in the back seat. Nothing. She had tight pants and that's about it.
But how did you have her do like a cursory movement around her belt line, anything like that, or any shake?
No.
Did you tell her how far to raise her shirt or to do the shake with the bra? Anything like that?
I think she did the shake with her bra by herself. I didn't say to do any of that. As far as the...
She pull it out, go like that?
Yes, but as far as... That's on her. As far as right here is when I told her to lift up the waistband.
But she was faced away from you the entire time that her chest was...
Right.
She was checking.
Right.
Daniel's phone's blown up. Interesting. So what they're talking about here, for those of you that don't know, if I was a woman wearing a bra, you, as a man, you can't search inside the bra, and women can hide everything in a bra. Women, you know what I'm talking about. There's been cases where there's been little pocket guns that women are holding in their bra, drugs, money, stuff. So you need to check that area. So the way you do it is you have the woman grab the underside of her bra over the shirt, pull the bra out. So like grab the underside of the bra over the shirt, pull the bra and the shirt out while the shirt is still covering everything all the way down to the waist, and then shake. So anything that was loose, tucked in the bra, is now going to fall right out. And you know that the woman's breasts are not hiding anything. Nothing's pressed between the woman's breast and the bra. That's what this whole shake out and grab it thing is talking about. It's interesting that the woman admitted that she lifted her shirt up and exposed her breasts. I don't know if she's wearing a bra or not, but exposed everything, and that Daniel is denying that.
So when she lifted up her shirt, her back was to you?
I think she was facing me, obviously, because I'm going to look at the front end.
You said you might have saw her belly, like a fat roll.
Right.
So you would have been to the side or to the front?
If the time when she faced me is probably when I saw a fat roll or skin.
But it wasn't for the check?
No. No.
Did she try to pull her pants down?
No, I recall. Moved around the seat, and that's about it. Nothing else.
But when she was standing, did she try to pull her pants down?
No. No.
Did she do, you said she kind of did like
did
this.
this.
Did she ever do anything down here?
No. Because at that time, when she asked me, you want me to show you? I was like, no. No, I'm good.
She did ask if,
Yeah.
what'd she say?
I said, no, I'm good.
When was that? Where was everybody then?
I think that was in the car.
Okay, I don't think you said that last time.
I think I did.
Maybe you did, and maybe I just missed it. So she was in the car and said, "Do you want me to show you?"
Once she did the shake thing, and she's like, "You want me to show you?" I was like, "No."
Show you what?
Just as I guess she's trying to mean as far as just to boom or something if anything's in her bra or anything like that.
But that was after you already had her lift up her shirt a little
because
bit.
that was at the front right fender.
Okay. And like I said, I may have missed that or got confused. We've talked about a lot. So she asked you when she's sitting in your car, "Do you want me to show you?"
Right.
And you said
Said
no.
no.
Did she attempt it?
No. And that was after the.
After she was kind of doing like this?
Yeah.
A thing that kind of concerns me is everything you're telling me is dead on to what she says. Everything. Except the sexual stuff.
Nothing was done. As far as that. Nothing.
And that's what gives this victim credibility. And this is why they had Daniel, rather than ask Daniel a bunch of questions or just even confront Daniel and say, "Oh, Daniel, this woman said that this, and this happened. Is that true?" Then Daniel can say, "No, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not." And now she sounds like a liar. But by saying to Daniel right from the get-go, the very first question they asked Daniel, "Tell me about the traffic stop." And he tells everything. Well, now he doesn't know what she said. And you don't want him to know what she said because you're going to compare the two. And what this detective just said is golden. Daniel, everything the two of you say about this traffic stop, everything is the same. Every detail, from the lifting up of the shirt to where you put me in the car, to what I had in the car, to how long it took, to where we were, to what was said. I was crying. I said I was scared of getting shot. He admits, they all say this. They both say the same story, except for the sexual assault. Now, how convenient that Daniel leaves that part out. So they've just verified that she's trustworthy. She can remember things properly because Daniel said the same thing. He's just leaving out the part that's bad for him.
She smelled anything else besides alcohol?
Just a little bit, like I said, when I was in this car seat. But I asked her if anything else was on board. She just said pills.
Did she smell though like weed
not
or
PCP or anything with distinct that I would smell.
right?
I didn't smell any weed inside the car. I didn't smell any weed on her person. That's about it.
Okay.
Got any questions?
I'm just bombarded with questions. But
I know. Do you have any? Do you want to bombard us with any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
We might, as far as you said you take the lie detector test.
Right.
Do you have any extra job? Is there a time when you can't take a lie detector test?
No.
That you can take it at any
I
time?
can take it at any time.
You're not scheduled for vacation coming up?
I'm not scheduled for vacation.
Okay. Where are you at on your days on right now?
This will be my second day out.
Okay.
Wednesday.
And so you're Tuesday to Tuesday?
Tuesday to Tuesday.
You take any testosterone booster?
I do take a pro hormone, which is over the counter, BYN, Beyond Nutrition, which is off Memorial.
Rocky coming in with a really good question. Good for you, Rocky. I'd ask that question. She asked earlier, are you on any steroids? And he says, no. Well, that might be true. I mean, the dude's just huge and ripped. And she's like, your Asian genes are small. How are you so big? How are you so huge? And a lot of cops use steroids. I've worked with several. But we all know there's side effects to steroids, whether it's an overactive sex drive, roid rage, just getting upset, short temper, whatever. So obviously mental side effects and physiological side effects to steroids. But the question, do you take any hormone or testosterone? That's very interesting too, because high levels of hormone or testosterone might attribute to this sex drive and maybe this uncontrollable sex drive. And I was quite surprised that Daniel's defense was not, with the amount of evidence stacked against him, wasn't maybe a defense of the hormones and the testosterone made me do it. And instead of just, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. They're all liars. All 27 victims are liars. But good line of questioning by Rocky here.
10-ish.
What's that do to your nuts? You know how
they say it shrinks your nuts.
Does it?
They say they shrinks your nuts.
Are your nuts shrunk?
I don't think they are.
I mean, you would know this. You know your ball size.
I don't think they have shrunk.
Has it done anything to your penis?
No.
You have any problem getting it up?
I don't.
You have any problem ejaculating?
I don't.
It's called BYN.
BYN, Beyond Your Nutrition.
Is that the name of the store or what you take?
It's off the store.
What's the stuff you take?
It's called Methadrol.
Does it make you hornier when you're on that?
Supposedly, science says that it's supposed to increase your testosterone levels.
Do you
So,
feel...
which in case, I guess, makes you more.
Wait, how long have you been taking that?
On and off for maybe a year.
This is why you have a lawyer. This is why you don't talk to the police, because you say stupid, incriminating stuff like this. Daniel hasn't helped his case one bit by talking. Again, he doesn't have a choice. The peer pressure and the departmental pressure that he would feel from not giving this interview would be immense, and he doesn't want to go through that. But he's, with every sentence he speaks, he's just killing himself here.
So, do you think you want it more since you've been on that? I mean, if you're doing it once a day, that's a lot.
Plus jacking
I think.
off.
Plus jacking off.
For my age, I don't think that's a lot.
Was it that before you took this stuff?
Yeah, I think I have. I think that's probably why I'm a bigger guy, is because I have higher testosterone. I'm an athlete.
And do you think you have a high sex drive?
Yeah.
Do you like oral sex? Normal?
I like it all.
You'll take it. Do you prefer vaginal? Would you rather get a blowjob or do it in the hoo-ha?
Do it. Me? You take it in the
No, you give it in the hoo-ha or get a blowjob?
Sex.
Sex? What about anal sex?
No, I don't like that.
No, okay.
Okay.
I'll just step out.
I had some questions about some midgets, but I guess I'll leave that alone.
Have you ever had sex with a dude?
I've never had sex with a dude.
Have you ever wanted to?
I do not. I do not want to mess with a guy.
All right.
Two things. Rocky has to chime in with, I want to hear about the midgets later. Ha ha ha. Again, it's part of his shtick in this, and it's part of the vibe. It's Rocky's just so cringy in this. Remember, he's a character, and I try to remember too, and that's why I'm, doing this video, is to let you guys know, the heat that they took for this has been pretty strong. There's a podcast, I think, or a video, a vlog called Into the Lion's Den or something like that, and Daniel is in the lion's den, and it's this Asian news reporter who is making the case that Daniel was innocent, and she makes a lot of good points and stuff, overlooks a lot of things too. I urge you to go watch it. I always think you should see both sides of every coin. But she's extremely critical of these two detectives and their demeanor. I don't think she's not a former detective or law enforcement, so she doesn't understand what they're doing here. It's a routine. It's a bit. She does ask a very good question, though. Have you ever been with a dude? Have you ever wanted to be with a dude? And you might be asking yourself, how is that relevant? Well, it is going to be relevant later, because there actually is a male who's going to come forward and say that Daniel sexually assaulted him on a traffic stop as well. He was lying. He just wanted to be a part of this, and I mean, they were pretty much like, Steven, just go away, Steven. You weren't raped by Daniel Holtzclaw. He went away. So, but I am going to fast forward this because we are approaching Ken Blue 4-hour video level at this point, and I don't think anybody wants that. So let's bump this up. They leave him sitting in there for quite a while, actually, which is good. You want him sitting in the hot box thinking about life.
Okay, thanks.
We powwow and then we
All
keep
right.
you.
The gal was talking about that Terry Morris, the other person. Okay, you're saying the same thing. Okay. You say it was downtown. She was walking. Okay, so when I say a stop, that's you see like a voluntary contact.
Right.
Okay. Here, think of a cross between this is one picture and this is her. She look familiar?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Now you stopped her for sure and ran here on a different day.
So when Rocky's saying you stopped her, let me make it clear. This wasn't a traffic stop like the main victim they've been talking about in this case. That was a traffic stop. The woman was driving a car. This other woman, Ms. Morris, that they're talking about, this was a woman that was just walking along the street, and Daniel pulled up, got out, and detained her and questioned her and ran her in his computer at the time. Now, if you are a very aggressive police officer, sometimes playing fast and loose with stop and frisk and people's constitutional rights, you'll do stuff like this. If you're in a high crime area, high drug area, might be a reason for doing this. I never stopped and ID'd someone just walking down the street unless I was searching for a suspect or there was some extremely suspicious circumstances going in the area, and we were trying to like identify people that might be involved. But just to stop somebody walking down the street and then run them on the computer, I think what Daniel was doing, and this is what the prosecutor thought obviously, was he's preying on these women. He's preying on these black women, maybe prostitutes, maybe homeless. The allegation is he took this woman to a shelter. And he's running them on the computer to see if they have warrants. Because if they have warrants, now he can pull his old, well, you can get out of jail free if you do this trick, which he did on the victim of the interrogation here. So they're establishing an MO of Daniel's that is going to be borne out through 20-something other victims. Good questioning.
It was May 8th. Okay. You sure she doesn't look familiar at all? Now, when you stopped her, or at the Liberty apartment area, okay, that's where you stopped her on May 8th. Okay. Now, does that ring a bell at all?
No, never.
Okay. All right. Now, you ran her then. Okay, now she says that you stopped her later on, like I say, later on in the month. It was more kind of a downtown area. Does that ring a bell at all?
I don't recall any of those pictures. I don't recall any of that. Okay. I don't ever go downtown besides if I go to the gas station or county or
off-duty jobs. Where you work off-duty?
I don't have an off-duty. I was a courtesy officer at my apartment.
Okay. So besides the Bolero and
maybe Viper here and there, maybe.
Okay.
That's within our on duty.
But you're running Viper out of Spring Lake?
Out of Spring Lake.
Okay. All right. You ever, with your car, you ever go visit any buddies, anything like that, or
no
shopping, anything?
No.
Okay. Why would, and granted you're not even recalling her on the May 8th,
right.
Okay? But that's, I just wanted you to have a frame of mind of who's making these statements against you. And it's the exact same thing too, you stop her, have her sit in the back seat, run for warrants, then you have her get her out, okay? Unzip the pants. I mean, on and on and on. We can go through.
I mean, it's
to a T.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't recall any of those people. I don't think I recognize those people.
What if you
this
could
is the
recall?
same one. This is the same one. I'm just showing you a picture
of how she's changed.
Yeah, this has changed. Okay.
That's the same girl.
It's two different time periods, but she looks kind of in between. It's the same girl.
Okay.
Okay. Still nothing, even vaguely. She's always on the northeast side. 23rd and Kelly, 36. Kelly. All right. But she described you to a T.
Okay.
Okay. And like I say, I mean, it's everything. You don't remember her even forget what she's saying. You don't remember offering a ride to the shelter?
I run in contact with a lot of people, and especially at Liberty Station. That's where I patrol. That's my area. Well, it's Charlie 3, but my sector. I go there all the time.
Where is that? Just because I don't know.
26th and Lindsay area. So I don't bring anyone to the shelter. I don't. If I was asked, I would be like, find another way. I haven't brought anyone to the shelter.
It's a good way to get somebody in the car.
Yeah.
Do you remember having contact with a female like that age? Okay, that said she was going from a shelter, from a rehab center. Even saying, you take her,
I know,
driving her around, anything like that.
I know.
Okay. Do you ever, every time you have a female in the back, do you go 10-14, or you just kind of zip on over?
No, I know. Usually, all the times, if I do, it's supposed to say policy. You're supposed to let them dispatch.
Who cares about policy right now? Because we don't at this point. Do you do the mileage and do all that, or
can't here and there?
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
So I think what their 1014 means is police officers use 10 codes because sometimes it shortens what you have to say. So if you have a female in your car and you're transporting to a certain location, you may say, dispatch, I'm 1014 from 9th and Main Street to headed towards 3rd and Elm Street at 1400 hours. That's shorter than saying I have a female in the back of my car that I'm transporting. 1014 means I have a female in the back of my car I'm transporting. So that's what they're talking about here. Anytime as a male police officer, you are transporting a female in your car from one location to the other, you call out the time that you left, where you're starting, where you're going to end up, and then when you get to that location, you immediately call out that you're there and the time, so that it can never be in doubt that you drove that person directly from this time to this time, from this location to this location. So if they say, yeah, if the woman comes forward later and says, oh, he pulled me in an alley and he raped me for 20 minutes, well, it's documented on the radio and your car's GPS that you time stamped it when you left and when you got there, so that allegation can't be made. Daniel didn't do that. Yeah, sometimes he does when he's not sexually assaulting a female that he's got in his car. Sometimes he doesn't when he is sexually assaulting the female he's got in his car. He just said it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It is a 100% you must do.
That's what I know.
Zip on back to this other deal. You're saying about 15-minute traffic stop. How long do you usually take on traffic stop, just on average?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Now,
That's a long time.
Now,
Daniel says his average traffic stop is 20 minutes. And you saw the female detective's reaction. That's a long time. It's insane. Think about the traffic stops you've been on, viewers. Did any of them ever last 20 minutes? Like a regular old traffic stop. So what Daniel's trying to do here, he knows he's already said that his traffic stop was with this woman that's accusing him was 15 minutes. Rocky just reminded him of that. So what he's trying to do is make it sound like that was a quick traffic stop, because my normal traffic stops are 20 minutes. So this one where this woman's accusing me 15 minutes, that was short. It's just it's a dumb thing to say. These detectives know better. They were police officers. They made traffic stops before.
20 minutes, and I'll give it to you. Just even doing the gang stuff and all that. Okay. 20 minutes. Now that's going to be some 800 time, right?
800, searching the car in detail, all of that.
Okay, so doing all of that, all the running, waiting in line.
800 time, I'm guessing, is their code for like interrogation and talking to people time, which is how Daniel's trying to justify. That's why my traffic stops are so long, because I talk to people for 15 to 20 minutes on a traffic stop. I'll bet the people he pulls over love that, if that's true. I mean, do you want to be bonding with your local policeman on a traffic stop when you need to be somewhere for 20 minutes because that's what they do? No, this is just ridiculous.
And even on a search. Now, the question I have is, we got a lapse of time here, so I'm kind of get a better handle on where the time went. You're talking about 15 minutes, no 800, no running on the computer, you shut it down. And you said it was just a quick little search of the car. Where's the rest of the time?
Just talking to her.
About what?
Just see where you're going and trying to get her to confess. Are you drunk or not? Like, are you been drinking? Because I could smell it when I was in the car.
Daniel could have conducted field sobriety evaluations. You know, the touch your nose, stand on one leg, walk a straight line, that type of stuff, and given her a PBT, a portable breath test, in 10 minutes. But Daniel's trying to get us to believe that he spent 10 minutes talking to this woman to get her to confess to being drunk, when actually doing your job and doing a proper investigation with field sobriety and a PBT would take less time. I'm almost apoplectic. I can't talk anymore. The ridiculousness coming out of this guy's mouth.
Well, I can't really get it.
What if she said, yes, I'm drunk?
I probably would have took her down.
Did you do any tests?
I didn't do any sobriety tests. Just from inside the car, smelling it, and that's about it. Emotional, maybe.
But even that'd be just within a minute or two. I mean, I used to be DRE, so I know how long those questions would last. So then you switch on over. But
I love it when Rocky stops being, you know, a good old boy. And we're just being cops and we're talking about our wieners and stuff like that. I love it when he turns that off and turns into the professional detective asking smart questions and really drilling down on Daniel, which is the true detective I think he really is. This is an example of that.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. So I didn't hear a lot of drunk questions, you know, like how much
Have
did
you
you...
been drinking? Mainly it's just have you been drinking, try to get her confessed. Same thing inside that juice. No. Why are you driving so late at 2 o'clock? And where are you going? Going to Arbor on the west side. Who are you going to see? Just trying to just talk to her. But,
Okay, right there, those questions maybe took 40 seconds. 15 minutes?
And you said 5 at the car. So then we got 10 of a lot of questions.
Right.
Okay. I mean, you tell me I wasn't there. I mean, obviously I don't have any audio.
And that's what I'm saying. Roughly on a traffic stop, take about 20 minutes. It was a quicker traffic stop, about 15 minutes.
You just heard Rocky say we obviously don't have any audio. Of course, this police department doesn't have in-car cameras with microphones, which I believe is standard now. After all this type of nonsense, the Ken Blue case and all of the shootings that weren't documented and things like that, I think just nationally, not only do all police cars have in-car footage with mics, but I believe virtually every police department in the country has gone to body-worn cameras as well, just to prevent this type of stuff from happening.
The quickest traffic stop.
No.
Okay, you're a
not my
slowpoke.
I'm not. I don't really get 1090 at all or anything like that. But I take my time sometimes.
But you didn't write her tickets.
Didn't write her ticket.
You didn't run her.
Didn't write her.
You didn't even put yourself out.
Didn't put myself out.
How could you take 15 minutes on that?
Just talking. I must have been talking. So that's it.
I can't see her wanting to talk if she's crying and asking if you're going to shoot her and all this. I don't see her being real forthcoming with conversation.
No, this woman was not happy to be having to deal with this cop, quote, wanting to talk for 15 minutes.
Whether my questions or whatnot, that's it.
I mean, you don't seem... I mean, I don't know how you were out there, but just kind of talking with you. I mean, you seem real laid back and everything like that. I've never got the impression of just kind of an angry type cop. We know some,
Right.
you know, that, yeah, you might would ask, but I don't see that question coming up of you.
Right.
Not angry, Rocky. Horny. He's not angry cop. He's horny cop.
You're not saying she was drunk or high, or
I mean, I didn't think she was drunk over legal limit .08, and like I said, I didn't make any threats to her. She was just emotional because maybe the gun deal, or she saw a cop and
What gun deal?
She said, "You got a gun," so I was like, "Calm down."
Duh, everybody is.
Yeah, and so I guess she brought that up, and I was like, "Calm down."
when she asked about you got a gun, what point did she ask that?
She asked that right when we were searching the passage and when we were in the back of the car.
So she brought it up twice?
Twice.
She just says, you got a gun, or what?
Yeah, and then starts crying, and I'm like, don't get emotional, it's okay.
Did she ever say, you shouldn't do this?
No.
Or I can't do this?
No.
She just says, you got a gun.
You got a gun.
Are you going to shoot me?
And then I don't think she's ever said that.
No, you said last time. I said, did she?
Maybe she said that, but then I was like, do you have any bad runs in with the cops? And she's like, no.
That just doesn't fit. That's just weird.
And that's what I'm kind of in there too. I didn't think she was drunk, but I know there's pills on board. I don't know. So it wasn't to the point.
Do you carry a Glock? Oh, you
I
don't
do,
have it
yeah.
on. I didn't pay attention. city, the one you got in the academy?
Yes.
So, like other police interrogations that we've seen of officers in uniform, Jalen Fleer, Daniel Holtzclaw, they've been disarmed. Ken Blue was in plain clothes, and Newman Raja was in plain clothes, but did not have his off-duty weapon tucked in his pants like he normally does. So they that should have been a wake-up call to Daniel too. A police officer in uniform, your gun in your holster is like an extension of your body. It's like a hand, it's like your ear, it's like your nose. If it's not there, and if you feel that it's not there, you start panicking. And if it's not there, you notice the weight is gone. And it's such a part of your life and such a part of your being when you're in uniform that it's noticeably, it's noticeable when it's not there. And it also makes you feel unprotected, more so than even your bulletproof vest. I'd rather have my gun and no vest than just my vest and no gun in uniform. And he's just been, you're emasculated when your gun gets taken from you in uniform, and you feel vulnerable. And Daniel's surely feeling that.
What else you taking besides that pro hormone?
It's about creatine.
What in the creatine?
Just creatine, monohydrate. I don't know exact ingredients in it.
But I'm saying, is it in something? I mean, is it like an intra workout, a pre-workout?
Yeah, pre-workouts are in creatine.
Okay. But give me the names of what you're using.
Interesting. Remember Matthew Boynton? I did that video. I think it was 2 or 3 videos ago. He was in uniform too, and they had taken his gun. They took his gun from him. Matthew Boynton also talked about he takes a pre-workout powder and creatine and all this other stuff. And Matthew Boynton had anger issues. He tried to kill his wife and stage it to be a suicide, and then he had stolen and was hanging on to some of his wife's property, which ultimately got him fired and landed in jail. Interesting that 2 cops with 2 maybe psychological issues or emotional issues is probably a better word, are both doing this creatine pre-workout stuff.
There's a lot of supplements I take.
How much money you spend on supplements?
It costs a lot. Supplements cost a lot.
Start rattling them.
C4 pre-workout. No Explode. Let's see. Dymatize has some. Condense.
Dymatize has what? You mean for your protein?
I take their protein.
You taking any injection?
No. It's pro hormones.
Okay. You got anything to offset the pro hormone stuff?
Liver pills, because I guess it's bad to take oral, so I take liver pills, and that's about it. Multivitamins, med sports multivitamins, and that's about it.
All this stuff, does it make you ever get mad?
I know. Then
Aggressive?
that all is a myth.
Is it?
It's a myth. That's just based on the guy's personality, I guess. Well, not.
Have you ever roided?
Have I ever did steroids? No. I've been around it in college. NFL, I've seen guys do it. College, I've seen guys do it.
You didn't do it?
Never did it.
How come?
I started as a true freshman in college, so I got random tested by NCAA. NCAA tests for all that as far as steroid use. And you get tested in college just for street drugs. So I didn't know when randomly they could do it. I didn't
Why
want
weren't
to put.
the other guys worried about it? What happened if
I
they
don't
got
think
caught on
they
it?
didn't care. I cared. I didn't want to. I started as a true freshman. I didn't want to do that. Wasn't about me. I was a big bone kid. I didn't need to get stronger. I didn't feel like I think that would come natural. I didn't feel like I needed to get faster or anything like that.
What happened if you got caught doing it in a random test?
The NCAA would suspend you. You'd be dead.
But like anything, there's always something before they ban it and stuff.
Yeah.
The old Andro days and stuff.
Yeah. So.
Did you do the supplements and all that then?
Yeah, but back then you had to be a little careful as far as talk to your team doctor. What's in this? Is this FDA approved? Just don't have that risk of actually, getting tested for a small ingredient and whatnot.
So you don't think 15 minutes was too long on that traffic stop?
No,
And nothing sexual went on during that 15 minutes?
nothing sexual.
When you said you were going to follow her, but she took too long? How long's too long?
Where you turn off the lights. Okay, go ahead. Wait just a little bit. Wait a little bit. Okay. So I hooked a U-turn and it went
30 seconds? 45 seconds? A minute?
maybe a little bit longer than a minute.
What was she doing? Could you see in the window?
I just saw her just pull up a little bit, kind of stalled and slow creep up, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And go, and I'll follow you. But then I just boom, hit the U-turn, went north on 235 Rock Extension.
Okay. We're going to call tomorrow. We can't get a hold of the polygrapher today.
Okay.
And get that scheduled.
Uh-huh.
And I'll call you on your cell phone and tell you when it is. Do you know where it's at the training center? Did you?
When we did Academy, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a shame. If you give a suspect time to think about taking a polygraph, certainly give them time to consult an attorney. An attorney is going to say, don't take the polygraph. Most people, even when they think about it later, you're quick to say, sure, I'll take a polygraph in here because it makes you look good. But upon reflection later, you're not going to want to take it. It's a shame they couldn't arrange one. It's kind of ridiculous they couldn't arrange one. They're a huge metropolitan police department who either have people on staff that do polygraphs or certainly the Oklahoma State Police. And given the severity of this crime and the fact that it involves a law enforcement personnel, it should have been priority number one. Any other polygraph should have been canceled, and Daniel should have been given a polygraph immediately after this interview so he couldn't change his mind. So it's kind of a shame. I'll have to look into it. I'll confess to not knowing whether or not he did take a polygraph, but I don't believe he did.
Then I'll call you and we got to get that all set up. And then I'll call you. Get your schedule. Powwow one more time? Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Can Daniel come? Maybe he can be like, hey, after this.
Okay, so they're going to take another powwow, which means I'm going to fast forward it because we don't need to sit and watch it. Somebody just came back.
Okay. Who all was home when you got home?
My girlfriend, Carrie Hunt.
You live with anybody else?
No, I don't.
Is she a policeman?
No, she's not.
Carrie Hunt?
Carrie Hunt.
Ouch. Further indignity for Daniel. Who was home last night when you got home? Your girlfriend? Yeah. What's her name? What's her phone number? When does she work? Because we're going to call her. And the last thing they say is they walk out the room. Now, don't call her. So now he knows they're going to go talk to her to verify his story of, I came home from work and was messing around with her, trying to mess around with her, tried to put my penis in her, and she pushed me off, and then we went to sleep. So this is just a further timeline. First of all, they want to know if she knows when Daniel got home, what time he got home. so they can verify that he didn't follow the victim to her house or something like that. But also to see if he's just telling the truth. You know, did you really try and have sex with your girlfriend? Are you telling us the truth about this? Or did you already get your sexual pleasure from the sexual assault earlier? So when you came home, you didn't need to, try and get busy with your girlfriend because you already got satisfied on the sexual assault.
What's her number?
Here you go, my phone.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to get her involved.
We're not gonna tell her what's going on, but we are
You
gonna.
tell her whatever you want to.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Her number is going to be 918.
Does she work? Are we gonna? If we
She
call?
does work. She
Does she
works
work now?
at normal 8 to 5 hours, Monday through Friday.
Where does she work?
At a Crest and Oil Memorial in MacArthur area. Around there.
Yeah, we're getting those tied back to you.
Don't call her. Okay.
What must his girlfriend be thinking right now? I kissed my boyfriend goodbye, said have a good day at work. She goes to work. She's just sitting at work at 4 o'clock on a whatever day of the week this is, getting ready to go home from work. And she gets a phone call from a detective asking, when did Daniel come home and did he try and have sex with you? She's got to be just going crazy over wondering what's going on.
You created some more work. We were fixing to go. I just talked to Carrie.
Okay.
She said she was asleep when you got home and you did not try to have sex and you did not have sex.
They try to have sex with
She
you.
said you didn't. And I asked her, could you have been asleep? And you kind of, no. And she said no. You did not try to have sex.
As much as I don't want to involve her, I tried to have sex with her and she was asleep. Carrie goes to sleep pretty early, about 9, 10 at the late.
Okay, but she would know if you tried. I'm a woman.
I know.
And my husband comes home in the middle of the night and I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been asleep. You said you twirled around her vagina
I did.
and you put it in a little bit and then she said, I'm tired. No.
I don't know if he said he twirled it around her vagina a little bit, but I know this detective's just trying to be like folksy and common talk, but she says some really funny things.
I did.
She would remember that to tell me.
Shoot. Maybe.
She said you did not try to have sex.
And it's more personal because it's Carrie, but I did try to have sex with Carrie. I did.
I don't know what to say. I mean, because it just looks like I just caught you in a lie. And now I don't know what to believe.
And that, she's right. And that's Detective 101 as well. And it's what you try to do. If you saw that in the Kenneth Blue case, when Kenneth Blue finally admitted that he did have sex with Jen Webb and that the baby could be his after an hour and a half of denying it, the detective says to him, well, can you understand the problem that we have now is that I don't know what to believe? Because for an hour and a half, you've been telling me you didn't have sex with this woman, and now you admit that you did. So what out of all the stuff you've said in the last hour and a half, what can I believe now, and what should I believe, and how can I believe any of it? And that's what she's pointing out to Daniel. It's a very smart technique, good way to confront somebody with their own lies and put the onus of believability back on them. And it's not the detective's responsibility to believe, it's you to be believable. And she's just said, you're not believable because you just lied to me.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what to believe.
Okay.
Because you tell me this, I go to verify it. She tells me the opposite, and now I'm wondering what you're telling the truth about.
Maybe because she doesn't know what the heck's going on.
No, she doesn't. I didn't tell her.
And I'm glad, but detectives calling her, any other officer asking her a question like that.
I know.
She may be scared. And I don't want to involve her, but
She's involved
that's
because
my
you
girlfriend. That's like
you need her involved for you.
right.
But now she's given the story that you're not given.
I'm telling you, I tried to have sex with Carrie, my girlfriend.
She
Yeah,
is going to
she's-
remember your weenie twirling around her hoo-ha. You remember that. I'm sorry, I don't care how much of a sleeper you are. You remember because it pisses you off in the middle of the night and you go, are you serious? Don't bother me with that.
Maybe you should call her and ask her if she's a deep sleeper. Because there's multiple times I've tried to do that. Multiple times we've had sex. Multiple times she has pushed me
Well,
off.
you told me that you have sex every day, and she says you did not have sex today.
We didn't have sex today. No. We didn't.
Well, you said you have sex every day.
Mostly every day, yes.
So if I call her back, is she going to tell me that you'll have
We
sex
did
every
not-
day?
We did not have sex, but recently, mostly every day, yeah.
I'm a woman, and I know what it feels like to be woke up for sex, and I don't like that. And you remember it, and I don't believe you.
I'm telling you the truth, I'm sorry. I tried to have sex with my girlfriend. I did.
I don't know. You're a dude.
She knows she's closing in on the end of this interrogation. As you can see, there's only 12 minutes left, but she mentally knows she's kind of asked all the questions she needs to ask. She doesn't have much more to gain by interviewing him. He hasn't really cracked at all. He still didn't do it. Don't know what she's talking about. She's a liar. Didn't do it. So she's done with Daniel. She's tired of being sweet and folksy and nice, and we're going to take the rumors off of you and put them on somebody else, and I'm here to help you, and let me help you, and if there's anything we can do to help you. I think she knew going into this that Daniel probably did this. She's a seasoned sex crime detective. She's no dummy. And the last 2 hours has convinced her that he is. And now she feels no need to have this facade of I'm your friend, I'm your buddy, and we're all cops here. Now she's just turning against him and saying, I don't believe you. And maybe just trying that tactic here at the end as a last-ditch resort. She's got nothing to lose. See what it gains her.
Does your wife get pissed off if you try to wake her up in the middle of the
She
night?
had white thong on and a t-shirt. And
Okay, you talk to him. I'm going to go call her again.
Okay.
Because right now, I don't believe it.
Hey, the pants.
You want me to bring him in?
Yeah.
In a plastic bag?
Yeah.
I mean, a brown paper sack. Okay, don't start yet.
and that's probably her message or whatever. I don't know.
She's like, what?
And I wish
Well, we're not gonna-
involve her, Carrie.
Rocky's still trying to be his buddy, which is good. I mean, when you're doing good cop, bad cop, you got to stay in that role. She hasn't been really bad cop up to this moment, other than the fact that she's the one doing the questioning and the interrogation, which kind of makes her default bad cop. And Rocky's just been, your buddy. We'll talk about weenies and stuff like that. Good job on Rocky. He's still keeping his role. When she walks out, he's kind of like, man, she was like, what? And, he's just he's still trying to keep Daniel loose because the other detective turned the screws, and now it's Rocky's job to kind of de-escalate a little bit and let's get back to we're cops hanging out, which is good tactic. These two do a good job with each other, and that's important when you have a partner as a detective. I never had a permanent partner as a detective. I was in a detective bureau with 5 other guys, and it just kind of whoever was free to go with you to do something is who you took. I had detectives I liked taking to interviews or liked doing scenes with more than others, but we all interchanged all the time, so you just had to kind of learn each other's style. These two seem to work well together.
Well, we're not going to tell her. You're going to have to explain whatever the situation is.
That's what happened.
You got any questions of all this?
I'm getting attacked now. I'm just feeling. I'm like, God bless. I want DNA. I want everything. I want get it done.
We're gonna put it to the front of the line, okay?
Get it done.
I can tell you, it usually takes a long time, but because of the situation, we will put it at the front of the line, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, usually on this stuff, we do whatever we can.
Here is shorts and a shirt. I don't know if the shirt will fit in a set. Before I call Carrie,
Yes.
Shorts and a
you
shirt.
tried to have sex with Carrie,
I
not
tried to have
somebody
my
else.
girlfriend. Yes, that was in my bed. Yes.
Do you ever cheat on her?
No,
So it's only Carrie right now.
Carrie.
All right, man. Pants in this bag and just put the. I think you're gonna need to, unless you want to keep the.
That dude is just huge. I mean, I've seen Rocky. Rocky's no small
I don't know
guy.
if this shirt's gonna be big enough for you.
But,
There you go,
I mean,
boy.
you can tell Daniel was a football player. I mean, look at him. He's just a monster.
I was gonna get a tie back, so I don't know where these came from.
That woman would have been intimidated even if he didn't have a gun. I think he
Well.
needs a bigger shirt. He's wearing like a medium. I think he needs an XL. He's just squeezed into that shirt too.
Can you think of anything?
Will it be okay if I tell my family about this? And
No, you
that's
tell
fine.
me.
Okay.
It's your life, man. Look, we usually have to spend as much time anytime there's an allegation, okay? Trying to clear up the matter, one way or the other.
I just
Okay.
don't want my girlfriend to be involved. You know, there's something. I try to have sex with my girlfriend. As bad as that sounded, as bad that sounds when she's asleep. Yeah.
No, you're fine. Hey, I try to crawl up in my wife all the time. Hey, she shoots me down.
Like, she's probably just imagine her just being all nervous and whatnot. You know, just.
This is so humiliating to Daniel right now. Taking off your pants, stripping down, taking off your
Well,
gear in
yeah,
front of other
I'm trying to
officers.
explain everything.
So what goes on from now? There she is. Jesus.
Well, you're headed home, obviously, 'cause you need some pants. Why don't you go ahead and get
Here,
dressed then?
Rocky just said, you're headed home, obviously, which I'm not sure if Daniel is completely clued into that yet, but he is now. And the other detective leaves to go call the girlfriend again, and immediately Daniel's phone blows up with a phone call from his girlfriend. I believe he's going to call her back, and we're going to hear that conversation. So that should be pretty juicy. And, you know, condolences to his girlfriend. She didn't ask for any of this. She didn't want this, and she got drawn into this, and, you know, the embarrassment and humiliation that she's had to face. I mean, she's just another victim, a different kind of victim, but she's a victim of this as well. If I'm not mistaken, Daniel's mother was a high-ranking police officer in the area or with this department as well, like a captain or something like that. So just the humiliation she must have suffered. It's just immeasurable. Yeah, I thank God I never found myself in this situation ever, or anything even. I'm 100 miles close to
Want
this
to stay
situation,
here?
but
Yeah, stay there. Hey, we're getting, we're really done with you.
Okay.
Just hang tight.
Can I message her and say I'll because she's probably blowing on my phone.
Go
Just
ahead.
like, heck, I'll
You're fine.
talk to you.
You're fine.
I can't imagine going from being in uniform, going into work, to thinking you're going to be a police officer, to stripped down, gun taken, clothes taken, uniform taken, gun belt taken, and interrogated for 2.5 hours, and sent home. And detectives calling your girlfriend.
Hey, baby. Babe. I need to tell you what's going on. It's crazy. I said when I'm basically on my way home, and I'd like to talk to you. What's going on? It's crazy. Yeah, they gotta give me a ride. So I don't know, probably 10-15 minutes till I get 15. Yeah, around there. I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes around there. Yes. I don't know. I gotta tell you, it's crazy. They're just.
She does not sound happy.
I gotta. So I love you. Okay. I love you.
That was 2 I love yous, and she's like, okay. No, I love you back. She just got told that her cop boyfriend is headed home like an hour into his shift. The police are bringing him home, and she's had a detective call her twice asking questions about their activities in bed the night before. So unless she's a dummy, she can kind of piece some of this together.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, until this investigation gets all completed, what's going on, we're going to put you on administrative leave of pay, okay?
Sure.
Just part of procedures, and they got to do this until it gets all taken care of, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you this to sign that you're receiving it, and I'm going to give you a copy to take home. I want you to read it very carefully when you get home, because there's some details that other people forget to read. Such as you got to check in with me on every Tuesday morning before 9 o'clock. Call me at the station and just make sure I know who you are and where you're at. There's some things we got to take from you. I think there's firearms already in there.
Yes, sir.
In the deal. Do you have your shirt in here? We'll get your badge off that.
Yeah.
Is that the only badge you have?
Yes, because the other badge is upstairs because it was we got lost during the foot chase. So
Okay.
the other one's upstairs.
Upstairs where?
With Susan, chief.
Okay,
assistant.
so you haven't got a replacement yet?
I haven't yet.
You have not? Okay. Well, we need to find out about that as well. So you just have the one with that and whatever. Let's go ahead and get that from you.
Sure.
And we're going to need your radio too. We'll just kind of check it off as we go here.
So these are his bosses. They're inventorying all of his department property. This is a further wake-up call for Daniel that he's in big trouble. They're taking all of your stuff. Your badge, your
Are you
ID,
still up on North Main?
Yes.
keys,
14200?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
pass card,
Okay,
code,
badge.
gun, uniform,
And then do you have your commission card
and,
and entry card
you know,
with you?
I do.
a further indignity.
And
These
this-
are your
the seal missing
bosses.
is from the last
Yes.
foot chase thing,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
We
Okay.
have the entry card and we have the
Coming in and taking this stuff from you.
Thank you, card.
plea
Your
card,
plea
entry
card.
card. Okay. Is that your entry
Oh,
card?
this is. I'm sorry.
What do you
Yeah.
have here? Okay. Is that all?
The fleet card is commission
Okay,
card
we'll
and
take all
his,
that.
his
Okay.
entry card.
We got all that. And do you have anything else besides your firearm? Do you have a shotgun?
I do have a shotgun.
Is it in your vehicle?
It's at home.
It's at home. Okay.
I'll get that.
He'll grab that
Okay.
when he goes with you. And grab that. He'll probably grab your radio charger as well,
Okay.
and any spare batteries you have there. You don't have a taser,
I don't have a tape.
nothing like that.
No, no.
We have I have your keys to your car. Do you have any keys to the station or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. And that's going to be
Going to his house
Okay,
to
I'm
get
gonna
his
let you sign this that you're
radio
receiving it,
charger
okay?
and his
And then give you your
shotgun,
own
which
copy,
is at his
okay?
house.
so you can read it. Now you can't wear your uniform. Of course, we have all your badge and gun. You can't work extra jobs. Can't drive city vehicles.
Now, rest assured, these officers are very
Those guys will
upset
be
and
in touch with you
disappointed
for
right
any
now
further
because, by all
follow-up with
accounts,
that.
Daniel was
And if you
a good police
sure read
officer
this, like
and
I said, because
an
if
active.
you go out of town, you
police
got to call
officer.
and let us
He-
know first.
Okay.
If you
He
go,
worked. He was a working.
If you're going
He
to go out of
worked
state,
hard.
you need permission from us. Those type of deal. But read it very carefully.
Okay.
That's your copy right there. And I'm going to witness it.
And they probably liked him, and because he was a hard worker and he got into stuff and he wasn't lazy.
That's it. Arthur?
Okay.
And you'll take her, I'll take the, yeah, I'll take that in the badge if you want to.
Okay.
I'll just take that. If you can get the,
And I'll get the things that he has at home.
yeah, and
Let me call you back.
I'm pretty sure that Melvin's working tonight.
Okay.
And he can just let you in my office and stick it in there.
Okay.
I'm almost positive he is working tonight, I would guess.
And he's gonna take these things home?
Yes, he can take those home. You can take those home. Those items with you can take.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Arthur.
I will go bring those things back.
Okay. Now,
They're letting him keep the gun belt and all that stuff because that's probably stuff he paid
Okay.
for out of his uniform account, which is his money, or with his own money.
Okay.
So they're letting him take
Yeah,
that
let's
stuff.
go ahead and grab.
all right. Thank you.
And that is it. So Daniel was ultimately convicted. I'm going to put part of his sentencing video at the end of this because you need to see his reaction.
Seem to be in proper order. This is in the District Court of Oklahoma County, State of Oklahoma, the State of Oklahoma versus Daniel K. Holtzclaw, case number CF 2014-5869. Verdict, count 1, sexual battery. We, the jury, impaneled and sworn in the above entitled cause, do upon our oaths find as follows. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery and set punishment at 8 years. Count 2, procuring lewd exhibition. Not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 3, burglary in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree, nor lesser included. Count 4, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years. Count 5, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years. Count 6, defendant is not guilty of the crime of stalking. Count 7, defendant is not guilty of the crime of sexual battery. Count 8, defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy, and punishment is set at 20 years. Count 9, rape in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree. Count 10, forcible oral sodomy. Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy, and punishment is set at 16 years. Count 11, rape in the first degree. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree, and punishment is set at 30 years. Count 12, forcible oral sodomy. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy. Count 13, sexual battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery, and punishment is set at 8 years. Count 14, sexual battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery, and punishment is set at 8 years. Count 15, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years. Count 16, forcible oral sodomy. Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy, and punishment is set at 16 years. Count 17, forcible oral sodomy. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy. Count 18, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 19, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 20, rape in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree. Count 21, sexual battery. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of sexual battery. Count 22, sexual battery. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of sexual battery. Count 23, sexual battery. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of sexual battery. Count 24, forcible oral sodomy. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy. Count 25, rape in the second degree by instrumentation. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of rape in the second degree. Count 26, indecent exposure. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of indecent exposure. Count 27, forcible oral sodomy. Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy, and punishment is set at 16 years. Count 28, rape in the first degree. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree, and punishment is set at 30 years. Count 29, rape in the first degree. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree, and punishment is set at 30 years. Count 30, sexual battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery, and punishment is set at 8 years. Count 31, rape in the second degree by instrumentation. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the second degree, and punishment is set at 12 years. Count 32, rape in the first degree. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree, and punishment is set at 30 years. Count 33, sexual battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery, and punishment is set at 8 years. Count 34, sexual battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery, and punishment is set at 8 years. Count 35, defendant procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 36, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Let me ask the jury, is this your verdict, so say you all? Yes. All right. Counsel, would you like to examine the verdict forms?
Not to say no.
No, Your Honor. All right. Mr. Holtzclaw, if you and your attorneys just come forward. Mr. Holtzclaw, this jury finds you guilty of the various counts. You will be remanded to the custody of the Oklahoma County Sheriff for formal sentencing set January 21st, 2016 at 10 o'clock a.m.
Your Honor, I'd ask to poll the jury.
All right, if you have a seat.
I've seen people sentenced before, and I've seen a lot of videos of people sentenced for crimes they ultimately were proved not to have committed. Whether the cases were later thrown out or people were acquitted because of DNA or more evidence came forward or people testified or said that they lied in their testimony. And I've seen people who were later proved to be innocent, their reaction when they're sentenced. And they're angry, they're yelling, they're screaming, they're pounding their fist on the table, they're shaking their head no, they can't believe it. They're not behaving like Daniel is at his sentencing. Daniel behaves at his when the verdict is read. Daniel, when his verdict is read, his emotions are those of a person who realizes at the age of 27 years old that he just threw his entire life away and he's never going to get out of prison again. And he's devastated and he's sad and he's just overcome with pain and suffering for himself. There's no anger. There's no disbelief. He's just regretful. So I'm going to tack that on at the end of this. But he was ultimately convicted of dozens of sexual assaults, and I believe received something like 353 years in prison. All of the sentences were consecutive, which means he couldn't serve time for the same crimes all at once. They were tacked on to one another, end to end to end. So he's never going to get out. That's going to do it for this one. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. I know this is another long one. Break it up into segments, fall asleep to it, rejoin it the next night where you think you fell asleep at. Just keep watching. I always like these long ones. I find them really interesting and we're going to do Stephanie Lazarus next. So we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.